We're so pretty. Is anyone here yet? No one's here yet.
No one's in here.
It'll tell me up there. I'm gonna have to go beat that boy.
Okay, glare off to the side.
That light.
This light. All right, we're turning that off.
Okay, so still no one here. Huh. Never gone that far without anyone showing up.
You should do the laptop off to the side so it's not in the screen, but you can still look at it, like to your left or something.
It's really not in the way. I mean, look, baby, it's.
Yeah, it just looks bad. It would be better if it was out of the like everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there still no one here? Oh no, there's 7 people here. Hey everyone, sorry, we're just getting going. I don't know who's here at the moment. Let me get the comments pulled up. We're talking about prepping tonight with Jeff. We're calling it a fool's errand.
Fool's errand.
The fool's errand. Oh, there we go. Live now. We're prepping with Jeff, a fool in his errand.
You're the fool on the errand.
Okay, we gotta turn this sound off. Okay, sound off. All right, Mrs. West S is here. Thank you, Mrs. West S. You're the, hey, Rich. Mrs. West S, you're the, yeah, I won't say head bitch in charge, but you're head moderator, okay? Tactical Homestead says hi. Hello, Tactical Homestead. Okay, so I don't know if you can see those comments over there.
Oh, nope. I see no comments.
Actually,
okay, I see them.
oh no, so we're a few seconds behind, so don't get distracted.
But that's distracting me already. I want to look over there.
I wonder if I should pause to, I wonder if the, okay, so the last comment I has is that works, LMOA from Mrs. West S. Someone give us a comment so we can make sure that, okay, there we go. Risky Krisky. Hey, Risky Krisky. So we can still get comments and not have the, I'm gonna have to go shut a boy up. Can you entertain our guest for a minute while I go tell this boy to be quiet?
Oh, no, probably not.
Sing a song.
Sing a song, he says.
Do 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 do. You didn't say a damn thing, did you?
No, they're even saying you're not singing.
It's gonna be a hell of a night. All right, I'm sorry.
That was not fair.
Risky Krisky, we are drinking a Yingling Black and Tan. Yingling is kind of my go-to beer, and the Black and Tan is pretty good. I really like porters, and the Black and Tan, it's a mixture between a porter and their regular lager, and it is pretty solid. It's not as good as the regular lager, but it's still pretty good. Should I bring that in a little closer? Well, we got 11 people, so we got to start being interesting or we're going to lose everybody. Hell, we could come even a little bit closer, couldn't we? Let's see which one of us has showered yet today. I think that camera is tilted, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, folks, I'm sorry. Okay. Risky Krisky is glad to chat. I'm a fan of you. Thank you. Yes, well, that's kind of what we're talking about tonight. Risky is
Yep, a fan.
kind of what, it's your fan. Kind of what's coming, and we were talking today, Just family and mine, we meet every Sabbath for our assembly. I still don't feel like it's, we're just going to go with it. And we were sort of talking how we could up our game. I thought that's what we talk about tonight, how we can up our game.
You need to learn how to baton.
It's going to be a long night. I knew I shouldn't have done this. So what's on the agenda tonight, Tactical Homestead, thank you for getting us back on track, is we're talking about challenges, things we could do to test our capabilities or our preparedness. And so obviously we want to hear your ideas for challenges. Here's what we're kicking around right now. I think Jeff and I are going to do a beans and rice challenge. You know, almost all of us, many of us, I shouldn't say all of us, I don't, some of you may be rich people with lots of emergency food set by. Thank you, Risky, that's very kind. What was I about to say? Oh, you might have some of that expensive emergency food set by, you know.
How did you say, what, does it pop up here too?
Yeah, it is. Hey, Jeremy.
This huge seems to.
Is that Jeremy? If that's Jeremy, tell me it's Jeremy. Yeah, it wasn't, I wasn't getting the comments last time here. Yeah, but we're going to be talking about that too, John. So that's why we had this set up.
This YouTube stuff is witchcraft.
It's witchcraft. Wicked witchcraft.
I do have bad eyes though, I can't see that.
We can move this over here if you want.
I can see that, but.
Well, you want to put it on your side? Because I can kind of see that.
No, I'm good. I mean, you're
Risky,
host.
we do not
do what
know.
you want to do. You're the host.
Jeff has met Southern. You met Southern Prepper One, didn't you? At
Yes.
his meeting?
Yes.
Someone, Risky just asked if we, the only Jeremy that matters. So tell him about Southern Prepper One.
He's a great guy.
It's a great guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Great guy.
He knows how to baton.
He does not know how to baton.
He gave a batoning class.
He gave a batoning class. He said, to baton, you take an axe and go, hey ya.
No, there's no hex in sight.
The only thing you need to know about batoning is that it's a French word. That should end the entire debate. It's a French concept. The only thing they've ever done right.
They got French fries.
Well, that was it. I was going to say French fries.
Oh.
Fries Julienne. That was the original French fries, I think, fries Julienne. That's what they did right. That's not entirely true. I think there was that James Salt guy. Polio vaccine or whatever. Penicillin was French too. They were really good with bicycles.
They got the French kiss.
French kiss.
That's not bad.
I don't think that was really them.
Shit.
And the problem is they didn't know to use it with women. They were
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. Oh, madame, madame.
Back on subject, damn it.
Okay, so the challenge, almost all of us, our plan is rice and beans and rice, because it's cheap and we can afford it. We go get our free buckets from the bakery, and we leave them outside and let the yellow jackets strip them clean because they're icing buckets, so it's basically sugar. So the yellow jackets strip them clean for us, and then we put our rice in one bucket and our beans in the other, and then we stick them in a corner, and that's our plan. Boom, bang, done. And it's not a terrible plan. French brought socialism to America. Was that the French, John? I'm not doubting you. I wasn't sure. I thought it was those two, like, Hungarian guys with the bombs or something. Franzini and Fraschetti or something, but that could be a Marx Brothers duo.
I thought it was
Hello, Caleb.
liberal white women with purple hair.
Oof. Risky Christie, that's a whole thing. Ask me that question again in about 30 minutes. Oh, Isaac's here. Isaac, we are... Hello, Biden sucks.
Tell us something we don't.
Isaac, we are doing the Isaac Davis video Sunday, tomorrow. And I appreciate you bringing him to my attention, because that was a failure on my point that I've never talked about him. Okay, so rice and beans and rice, and that's our plans. And you know what, it's my plan too. I've got buckets upon buckets upon buckets of rice and beans set up in the, well, I won't tell you where it's set up, just in case. But could I actually live off of, shalom, is that Kevin? Kevin, shalom, brother. Have you ever tried to live off of rice and beans, and how would you, it's a barrier to dig up, and how would you respond if you had to live for an extended period of time off of rice and beans? And many of us think it would be fine. You know, what's the problem? You got your full belly. Mariah and I have a series of videos we did. How long ago did we do those videos, baby?
I have no idea.
It was a while ago, probably 2 or 3 years. And we lost 3 people.
How do you see that?
So the 21 is how many people are here. Oh, we're 22. And 5 is how many people liked it. So we have 22 people here, and
How
only
come that
5
isn't-
of them have liked it.
How come that shouldn't be 23 people who liked it?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you revolting
It's
berserkers?
a little revolting. It would be a gassy life. Yes, so when Mariah and I did those, we called them challenge videos, and we would take a week and try to live like, food fatigue is real. We would try to live like one week we didn't use the refrigerator at all. So we only ate food that was shelf stable. 1 week we did only homegrown food, and that was a tough week. And what we found is that we were craving other things, and to the point where there was like mental stress. It sounds funny to say because we were eating chicken. We had chicken and sweet potatoes and corn and all kinds of all the beans you could ever want. And I'm sure we had onions and garlic and everything that you can grow. And we were 80 years here. Hey, 80 in here. Jeremy wants a wrench. You sure that's not a wench, Jeremy?
Oh, you got a wrench out there.
I have a wrench.
You should say that's a manly wrench.
Bring in that wrench. I way overdid it on the wrench the other day. And to the point where we weren't sure we could make it.
Crave salt. Let's see, who said that?
Jeremy will be doing a no fuel challenge, so you will be walking everywhere. And it was difficult. Like I was shocked to the degree of stress it caused. And there's spiritual stuff going on there. You know, your flesh is so demanding and spoiled, rotten, and sinful anyway. That the Catholics, who I do not like almost anything about the Catholics, but they have this. He's going without power at the house. Is your solar system? Are you saying, Jeremy? You're saying like no solar panels at the house, or only the power you can generate with your solar panels? I'd be interested to hear that.
Should I get rid of the straw? Is that not manly enough? Straw?
No. Well, you know what? It's banned. You're going to get us arrested. That's
We're getting kicked off YouTube already.
that's dangerous contraband right there. That's a plastic straw. We're all going out. There's going to be sirens here in a minute.
It's supposed to be made out of paper, right?
Yeah, it's supposed
So
to
you take a plastic straw that's wrapped in paper and replace it with a paper straw that's wrapped in plastic.
Good idea.
Yeah, that
Good
works.
idea.
Oh, dear God. I didn't even realize that. So this is one of the challenges. Can we go a week only eating no generator and no propane stove, etc.? So you'll be using you've got a decent solar panel setup, if I remember correctly, don't you, Jimmy? So to see how long we can go, only vets cuss all the time. I cuss awful. There's that phrase, swears like a sailor. As a Marine, I've never understood that. Sailors are the worst swearers of all time. I'll tell you a story. You want to get a word in edgewise here before I shoot off on a story?
It's not my day in the barrel.
Okay. So we're in Haiti. This is a very big, long, involved story. I'm in the Marine Corps in Haiti. And the night before, the embassy Marines had invited us over to the Marine house to throw a party. And they'd thrown us this wild party. I mean, it was crazy. And we caused several international incidents on the way home. And the next morning, my squad was on post, and I was the only one who was sober. Because I'd had to drive the Humvee the night before. I mean, they were, it was awful. One guy busted us. We were driving down the road 45 miles an hour. He said, "Hey, I bet you I can punch out someone's windshield." It was more like, before anyone could say anything, he jumps out of the Humvee and smashes somebody's windshield and just shatters his hand. Just that kind of night. So the next morning, we're on post at this work site we're supposed to be securing, and everyone was just passed out. I was the only one up, but it wasn't a big deal because it was a secure area and I could do it. But I had to go to this other area where the Seabees were setting up a whole new perimeter they were going to move the work site from where it was down to this new area. And so I had to go down there and secure them. And, they don't have cable TV in Haiti. And so there's this big crowd. It started, anyway, I'll skip to the main point about sailors and swearing. So at one point, this sailor runs up to me and says, Marine, you got to make them go away. They're swearing at us. And I said, swear like a sailor. Anyway, that's my Navy story for the night. I hope my brother's watching because he's in the Navy. So, beans and rice. How long do you think you can live on? Well, should it be only beans and rice? I mean, we both have a lot of salt, so obviously salt. Beans, rice, salt. What else? Is that it?
Yeah, I think that would be. Yeah, that'd be a good challenge. I mean,
Wes S is here. Hello, Wes. Okay, so how long do you think you can go eating only beans, rice, and salt? Oh, and no water too. A beans, rice, salt, water. So, no.
Probably could go till I died.
Yeah, but how quick would that be?
That is the question.
It'd be 2 days. I missed something. Someone's talking about 1911s. Isaac says Marine Parade stuff. Oh, Tactical's doing something. I'm missing good conversation, and I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm sorry, because I was telling a truncated story. Not paying taxes challenge. Yes. It's getting to the point where you might not even be able to pay taxes and consider yourself a believer anymore. Is that Santa beside you? Oh, yeah, this is Santa, Les. You want to see Mrs. Claus over there? I'm sorry, I should have introduced. This is Jeff.
I'm Jeff. This is Revolting Man.
I'm Zach.
Sometimes known as the Revolting Asshole.
The revolting asshole and the deplorable idiot. No,
Yeah.
that's not nice.
It was the deplorable man. It wasn't deplorable idiot.
That wasn't nice. The deplorable man.
Yeah.
Jeff is. How would you describe yourself, Jeff? We're in a mag together. We may be the mag. Yeah, that's pretty much just us.
That's 2 men in a baton. What do you mean?
It's a parade. We have a baton. La, da, 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 da.
And I will say, I'm glad I didn't have to shove that baton up your ass.
It's a fire baton too.
Yeah. I'm glad you learned your lesson.
Rachel is lurking. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? Okay, John says nice to meet you. He likes your beard.
Most men do, my friend. Most men do.
Most women do. Just in case Mr. Wilbur's watching.
Shut up, Wilbur.
We're not condoning homosexuality. Men admire his beard. Women want to run their fingers through it. Hey, Pete's here. Okay, Pete says needs variety, beans and rice for short term, but needs some variety. Yes, Pete, you definitely need some variety, but how much variety? Okay, so I know you have a large garden and you have livestock, and variety is not impossible for you, but for most of us, variety is not difficult for me either.
But if your crops fail,
and
you have to break into those buckets,
grand solar minimum. There's no month without a frost in it. You can't get your crops in. Okay, now you're living off of canned or beans and rice.
Yeah, beans and rice.
And what happens to you? I know you will not die physically. You won't waste away to nothing and die. It's another good question, Joshua. Caleb Ott asked a good question. He knows we live in Georgia, but what do you think the best state to prep in is?
Georgia.
Georgia's really, really good. But there's one problem with Georgia.
We have what's that damn lady's name? She's big as a tank and shares a name with one.
Stacey Abrams.
We have her. So
I was going to say Atlanta. We have Atlanta smack dab in the middle of the state, and it threatens the rest of us. It's this black hole, and that's probably not politically correct. I apologize. It's this squid in the middle of the state that's just sucking the life out of us. I say South Carolina, in the extreme western corner of South Carolina. So if you looked on a map, you look at I-85, and it kind of goes north-south through South Carolina, and you want to get to the west of 85. And I only say that, there's nothing wrong with the rest of the state, it's just the elevation starts going up there a little bit. It's a little more hilly. It actually gets mountainy right there in the very corner.
What the terrain is
and you've got a little bit higher elevation. Your terrain's your friend. You're not necessarily near all the swamps and everything. North Carolina. That's the problem with North Carolina too. Risky is Raleigh and Charlotte actually Charlotte's not as bad as Raleigh. I don't think. Jeremy was right about something, which is about time you were right about something, Jeremy. That has been coming for a long while. I have been waiting. Spartanburg is not far from us, Isaac. And Spartanburg is on that I-85 corridor that you would just want to get just to the west from. West of. Oh, wow. So Tactical Homestead says probably the next option we would both choose is Arkansas. And mostly because we could be near like-minded people. Although their soil there is just atrocious, I'm told. I love you, Zach. Wilbur might be watching, Jeremy.
finish with Wilbur.
Hey, Keith is here. Ah, he's just so fun though.
thought we-
You know, it's just this.
I thought we put that man to bed.
There you go again. Oh, someone's in Orangeburg area. Who's in the Orangeburg area? Keith Kronk is here. Hey, Keith. Okay, Dr. Herbalist is in the Orangeburg area. We're not too terribly far from Orangeburg ourselves, Dr. Herbalist. Yeah, soil is bad in the Ozarks. We actually have kind of decent soil here. It's red clay.
As long as you like clay and sand equals concrete, we're good.
But the thing about the clay is it holds moisture. So, you know, you can get through some of the, we'll have some dry months there in the summer, and that clay holds the moisture so well. Any of you guys in middle Alabama? Joshua Tate needs some friends in Alabama. Actually, Alabama's not bad either, especially in the northern part, where again, it's just a little hillier. There's just this Bible verse, I could probably look it up real quick, but it says something about
Alabama?
Alabama. Greenbow, Alabama! No, it says something about flee to the
The
mountains.
Bible was written in King James.
Oh, yeah. Damn. King James really hard to decipher sometimes. It says something about look to the mountains from whence thy son. I can't remember. There's something about the mountains and safety and security, and so I always. Plus, I hate the beach. Thermal handheld or PVS 14. So let me, if I remember correctly, the PVS 14 was the not biochical. It was the dual tube, and then that got replaced. No, that was the 5 Charlie. So some of you older guys, help me out here. When I first went in the Corps, they had like a first generation night vision with the 2 tubes, and then we switched over to the 7 Bravos, which was 1 tube but covered both eyes, and was a huge step up from, I guess it was the 5 Charlie, or maybe it was the 14 Bravo. I don't know. Someone help me out here. Those of you who is just a little bit who remember that a little bit better than I do. Okay, so the 14 must be what followed the 7. Oh yeah, thermal, Risky. Thermal is, yeah. I can tell you another Marine Corps story. Yeah, Pete says DW, the gift that keeps giving. Okay, hold on a second. I'll tell you a story about thermal in just a second. Let's catch up with the comments. Myrtle Beach, Les. That
Who
sounds
said
like a
Myrtle Beach?
terrible place to prep. Let me hear your reasonings, Les. Give it. No, I get. Well, you fish. I guess if you fish a lot. Okay. Kevin and Peter talking. Caleb is saying, is mentioned that the Pennsylvania militia has appeared to disappear. We're not sure what's happened to the Pennsylvania state militia. They have gone dark. And Michigan, I think, is coming back. But Michigan was out for decades. Wasn't that where Oklahoma City guy? My name's
I
escaping.
don't remember his name either.
I used to know. I should know his name. As soon as someone says his name,
It does sound familiar.
I think he was involved with the Michigan State Militia, and after the Oklahoma City bombing, they disappeared. I'm wondering if just because they're so close to D.C., if the Pennsylvania State Militia wasn't involved in the January 6th stuff, and so they have
That
like
peaceful
they-
protest?
Yeah, that peaceful protest. Gone dark. God's country, South Dakota. The only problem with South Dakota, Dale, is that if the grand solar minimum is correct, it is going to be very hard to get a crop out of that ground. Les is now saying Whiteville, North Carolina, so Les just likes the southeast. Tactical Homestead says anywhere not blue, really, yeah? Okay, there's our thermal handheld. Kevin says shalom to Peter, stay away from known forts. Dr. Herbalist says my garden backstroked this year. Explain that if you wouldn't mind, sir. I'd be interested to know what that... Okay. Tactical Homestead said both about something. Hello, Aaron. How you doing? Sand Mountain, Alabama is nice ground. I think that's where Wes's people are from originally. Oh yeah, good point, John. Mountains. Look at the Afghans. That's why we never got them. Okay, everyone is saying.
But you need
mono.
F-15s and nukes to take on the government, not Sentinels and AKs.
Okay, Risky Krisky is telling us the 7s were the dual tubes, then the 14s, which I trained with both, but I used the 14s most. And then I never saw anything after that. Okay, I'm not going to catch up with all these. Are you watching the comments, baby?
I'm trying to.
Okay. Oh, McVeigh. Timothy McVeigh. That was the guy's name. Okay, Caleb says the Pennsylvania militia is kind of coming back, but there's a lot of 3%ers up here. Someone says movement's going strong. Oh, New Hampshire wants to succeed. Yeah, Nexit. That's great. Okay, night vision. Ooh. I was a tow gunner in the Marine Corps, and we had a night sight on our missile. We had 2 sights, a day sight and a night sight. Now I think they're combined, but this was 25 years ago. And it wasn't, it was this giant thing. I mean, it was big. It was like a toaster and a half, and it weighed like 50 pounds. And the Braves are losing 5-0. Oh. Anywho, this thing, I could, now it reads heat, right? It sees heat, it doesn't see light. It sees, gradations of heat. And I could see the pattern on people's camouflage uniforms at 1,100 meters. I could read name tapes because, the green and the name tapes are black stitching on a green background, and the different material and the different colors released heat at a different rate. So you could read people's name tapes. It was an amazing thing, and you almost can't hide from it. We were coming out of the field one time, and there was this thing called a stay platoon. And if you need to jump in here, jump in. Stay platoon is like a little baby snipers. It was sniper light. And the stay platoon was out there doing that training you've all seen in the movies where they're in the ghillie suits and they're out in the field and they're all trying to hide. And if whoever I think it was a master sergeant, if he can see them, then they fail. And the master sergeant wanted to fail all of them, so they'd have to stay out in the field another week. That was the deal. They said if they all passed, anyone who passed could come out of the field. Anyone who failed had to stay another week. And so we were coming out of the field, and we were just parked right next to where they were training. There was an LZ, and they noticed me over there, and they came over and said, "Hey, you got to get the night sight up. We want to fail all these guys." And there were some 20 odd of them out there, and you could not see them in those ghillie suits out there. But when I turned on the night sight, I could see the muzzles. The muzzles of the rifles were the only thing exposed. But then it was glowing bright red because it was this exposed metal. Everything else was covered with the ghillie suit. And I found all of them in a matter of minutes. Heat thermal is amazing. Thermal is night vision is a game changer. Thermal is like what's better than a game changer? Difference maker. That's the same thing. Yeah. Thermal is damned impressive. Someone said, "Don't forget to thank you, Landon. Can you use Mylar blankets to hide from heat detection?" Isaac, I don't think so, because there's still going to be heat spilling out from underneath that blanket, unless it's like a really big blanket. But if you just had like a, 4x4 or something, and you were like hiding underneath it, your heat's still going to be coming out of the sides of that blanket. Now you can hide from thermal, but it's very, very difficult.
Can you see into water? Like if you jump into the water?
That's interesting. I couldn't see through windows with it. I tried. When we were in Bosnia, I was trying to look through this building where I thought
Just get you a phone booth. Walk around in the phone booth.
there you go. Just walk around with glass panels all day long. It wouldn't see through that because I thought there might be a sniper and no one was shooting, but I was like, oh, if there was a sniper, that's where he'd be in this building. And I was scanning all the windows, and I couldn't see through the windows. But thermal, yeah. Air gap obstruction shields you. Yeah, tactical homestead, it does, but like I said, the heat can spill out, there could be just this tiny little thing. And seriously, like if you like made some barrier and you like screwed plywood, they can still see detail. So like I said, I could read name tapes. So you could be hiding behind something and you say, oh, look, there's a piece of plywood walking around out there. Must be a guy, Just because he can't see your heat, the things, you could see the camo pattern on Humvees too. You can see detail. Extreme heat obscures the detail, and this was 20 years ago. God knows what they've got now. But, just because you had some barrier up, they could probably still see the barrier and the outlines. And like I said, if there were screws or nails in your barrier, they would see those really bright. Yeah, they can probably see the grain in the, like I said, if it was plywood. I don't know why I'm fixated on plywood, but they could possibly see the grain. You know, if there was like if you put two pieces, they'd see the seam. Once you can see it, and you can see it right away, once your eye adjusts. Hey, Dean's here. Yeah, I can't see through glass. Dean just verified that for me.
Phone booth.
Phone booth. But you know what? It could see that. Oh, there's this black square right here.
They would never pick that up. What is that phone booth doing walking around in the woods? No, that cannot be a person. That is a really intelligent deer.
Yeah, that was something else that used to drive me nuts in the Corps. You'd see guys with the, bushes stuck in their everything, and they're running, so they blend in with all the other mobile bushes.
Mobile bushes.
Damn it! I wonder if that's a running bush or is that a guy in camouflage? I just can't tell.
Mobile bushes.
Mobile bushes. OSS must have said something smart. A guy did some testing with the survival blankets and thermal. They did a surprisingly good job. You could see the heat but not tell what it was from. My question, though, Wes, is could they see the thermal blanket? Could they look down and say, oh, well, here's this rectangle in the middle of the woods that's completely black. Duh. That's my point.
Let's drop her right there. Let's see what that is.
Now, you could put the bushes on the thermal blanket, and that might protect you from the thermal. Anywho, we should make a sticker of that. What should we make a sticker of?
Mobile.
Oh, mobile bushes?
Yeah, mobile bushes.
That would be a fun patch. A mobile bush. Someone would think it was a double entendre, though. How dare you? You're not a believer. You have a reprobate mind. Billy Graham is calling you to repentance. Oh, we were going to say something we liked about the Catholics earlier, and we got completely distracted.
Who was talking about Catholics?
I was talking about Catholics, but before I could get it out, we went, Bish. It'll get us back on track, though. The Catholics have this idea called redemptive suffering. And they say that all suffering has a redemptive quality to it, so that you're suppressing your flesh. And of course, the Catholics have some weirdness going on there, and if any of you are Catholics, I apologize. What's Dean saying? A guy under a blanket can easily look like a tree stump through thermals. Well, Dean, you're the expert on what guys under blankets look like. You can do it with anything. Anything can.
Shut up, Wilbur. Have you seen that video that I think it's a meeting with teachers, and they're talking about masks, and the gentleman is giving his argument, and this woman stands up. Shut up, Paul. That's gonna be Wilbur from now on. Shut up, Wilbur.
Oh, here's another really good question. We're not going to finish our redemptive stuff. Would you suggest still joining the military with Joey in office, or really however or whoever is behind him? This is an excellent question. Jeff has 2 sons on active duty. I have a daughter on active duty and a brother on active duty, and I have 2 sons who within the next year are planning to go on active duty, or say they plan to go on active duty. Young man. Tactical Homestead says hell no.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't either.
I don't know. So here's why. So straight up, our government is corrupt, immoral, evil. Our government is evil now. So in theory, supporting that would make you, the guard at the concentration camp. Here's the thing, though. There's Dean says no. There's 2 reasons why I hesitate to say no. The first is that training.
Yes, training would be good.
And what it does for young men is. Can't really be had anywhere else. Well, I shouldn't say that. If the militia movement was operating, then yes. Tactical Homestead is that. But it's not. The other thing is that if the warrior class is very conservative, and if the warrior class would stand up and say, no, we're not doing this, it all would end. So giving up that Risky Chrisky is airborne, hoorah! No, they say hooah. So I am loath for us to give up the training, the hardening process, the tempering that happens. Pete says no, and he's a vet with the son. Pete's airborne too. Hooah!
Did you hear about? I don't know if this is true or not, but they were saying that these ex-SEALs and Army Rangers went into Afghanistan to get people out.
Oh, really?
You know, without the
No, I didn't hear
our
that.
government.
That
I
wouldn't
don't know if
surprise
that's
me.
true or not, but that's
That wouldn't surprise me.
I heard that.
So I get why everyone says no, especially now with the vaccine being mandated. I do think this vaccine is evil. And so with the vaccine being mandated, I just don't know. Here's what I tell a young man. Don't let them change you. You change them. And understand why you're there. That command structure. AirCAF. Keith Kronka's AirCAF. Where was I at? Keith distracted me. Help me out here. Tell Jeff what he is talking about is
Oh yeah, Pineapple Express.
Operation Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
Halliburton. Oh, that's a name you hadn't heard in a while, John. So if a young man was going to go and he could tell me, look, I understand that my government is evil. I will never, operate against American citizens. The Braves are still losing 5-0 to the Giants. And he's, his eyes are wide open about why he's there and who he serves. Then I would say, yes, there is still value for us joining the military. That being said, the military is one of the dominant things in my life. Even to this day, I was only in for 5 years. It influences every second of my life. It was completely, changed by that experience. So, I understand, men like Pete, Jeff, Dean, who else said no? Tactical Homestead said no. I understand why you're saying that. Because our government is evil, and especially the leadership now. This Milley guy, is he Joint Chiefs?
I don't know.
Should we talk about Operation Pineapple Express real quick?
That's all I know about it. It's just something I heard.
Well, so there you go. Operation Pineapple Express sounds like it's an excellent example of what I'm talking about. These guys had the training and the knowledge, and they were able to. If you had to do over, would you choose the Navy? Damn it, Wes.
I mean, I said no, but I mean, we've had a lot of presidents that,
Yeah, I served under Clinton.
So
4 of my 5 years were under Clinton.
I think saying no is just a knee-jerk reaction right now.
I get it.
Yeah.
I think if we're preparing for the long game and if we have our eyes on the goal, but now my yes answer is predicated on the assumption, and it's a bad assumption. You want another beer?
In a minute.
That conservatives are going to become a cohesive whole. If we're all just going to be isolated individuals, then the answer is probably no. We need to weaken the federal government as much as possible. But if we're going to gel as a cohesive block and stand shoulder to shoulder in the gap, then the answer is yeah, go get that training. Learn. We know their systems. We are their systems. This was '95. When I was in, the infantry was like 93% conservative or something, or maybe it was the entire enlisted corps. 95% of the enlisted corps described themselves as conservative. And
This went from beans to bullets really quick.
yeah, we got to get back to beans. So, if we're going to be that cohesive whole, get the training, know their systems, know how they operate, have feelers back into the active duty. Veterans tend, people who join the military almost universally join because they know someone else who joined. Not always. So, us veterans in the civilian world, I don't, because my brother would never do this, but some other guy might, they have feelers back into the system, and there is a flow of information down, and I know other veterans, not me personally, but other veterans who've called me and said, hey, so-and-so called me, this is happening, and it happened. Before the news reported it or anything, they had hands on that information. So there is definitely an advantage.
That's a good Keith. That's a good point by Keith.
Oh, be careful around 9/11. What are we thinking? There's going to be an attack?
I mean, it started out, 9/11 on the towers, and now if it's ending, they might try something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. ISIS particularly.
Because Biden chose that date for some. I don't know why he chose that. I mean, I know why he chose that date, but it was kind of stupid. But
Yeah, well, it's stupid. He chose that date and then pulled all the troops out months prior.
Yeah,
I mean, the rifles should have been the last guys to leave. I mean, what the hell was that all about?
yeah, he was making that his standpoint. Yeah, I'm pulling them all out on 9/11. To make it his, and yeah, something could happen. Didn't mess that up.
Anywho, so to get us back onto beans, because we failed 3 times now to come back to rice and beans.
Shows you how interesting rice and beans
Yeah,
is.
rice and beans are just, they touch the world.
Have we cued the intro yet?
Cue the intro.
How does that work? Do we have to pause? Does it go by itself, or you have to add it in?
You don't have to add it in.
See that witchcraft, man.
So I lost that when I lost my phone too.
You lost the intro?
Oh yeah, the intro's gone. I got to make a new one. Yeah, it's that. I lost everyone's phone numbers. I lost my intro. I lost all kinds of stuff. Food fatigue. Thank you, Kevin, for bringing it up. The problem with rice and beans is food fatigue, but that sounds, it's so much more than that. It's more than food fatigue. It's like food suicide. It's like, oh my God, I'm going crazy. I have to have some chemicalized sugar. I haven't had chocolate and caramel in hours, and I'm dying. And your body is in rebellion against this austerity you're imposing on it. No, this is not the norm on YouTube, Risky. I have been fortunate to be surrounded by some good men.
What does it mean, not the normal? What do you say?
Said this is a great group, not the norm on YouTube.
Oh.
Isaac says if you're going anywhere from now on, carry your rifle. Just my advice. I don't disagree. I struggle with truck guns. You really have to make sure it's secure. The vehicle has to be secure, and then the rifle has to be secure inside the vehicle, or it's possible you're just arming some criminal. But there you go. All that stupidity down there with Ahmaud Arbery, I'm sure y'all heard about it, right with Ahmaud. The reason why those 3 guys were so angry and they were chasing that kid is that they said it was him. They said they had doorbell footage of him going into one of their trucks and stealing a pistol. And that's why they chased him down, because they say he had stolen their pistol.
Their pistol or someone else's pistol?
I think it was the son's pistol.
Huh. Yeah, I've never heard of that part of the story.
Yeah. Okay.
I do watch, CNN, so
Stop it. You watch nothing but David Wilbur videos day in, day out.
I have watched his videos. I don't understand why you're so perturbed with him. Seems like a great guy.
Okay. Oh, Isaac is calling me out here. Isaac, brother. Food fatigue, like jars of peanut butter in a bug-out bag. Ouch.
Yeah, but there's an end.
Yeah.
There's an end to that. But
Yeah, that's a short-term get-home thing. Yeah.
I guess there's an end to your beans and rice when you run out, too.
Well, yeah, but that it could just be starvation. At least my peanut butter is getting me to my beans and rice, Hopefully I've got enough peanut butter left so I can put it on beans one at a time.
So your peanut butter is getting you to your beans and rice. So what is your beans and rice getting you to? The next crop season? Yeah, hopefully that crop comes up. Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. Beans and rice are getting you to a mental breakdown. Nervous, I gotta eat one more beans and rice. Okay, I missed something. Tactical homestead or vitamin issue. My thing from my DG experience was a vitamin issue. I thought you said Vietnam at first. I was like, you're a vet? Vietnam? Wow. Yeah, Isaac, food fatigue. Kevin, food fatigue. Apparently we're done with beans and rice. I don't know. Does anyone have any way anything you could stockpile, shelf stable, to dress up beans and rice? Okay, so Major Ken works the government still. They're telling us 10 days to vax. F them. F them, Major Ken. Tell them to defend themselves. Bunch of useless people who are incapable of defending themselves. People who wouldn't defend themselves if they had to. If you told them someone's going to break in here and kill you, they wouldn't do anything about it. They would cower in the corner and just wait to die. But they make rules for the rest of us. It drives me up though. Oh, the weak ruling the strong is just the worst. It's just the worst. I have a little bit of Nietzsche in me when it comes to that. Woo! A little bit of culture there for you. Okay. Risky Krisky has a Stryborg 9mm pistol with brace and it fits in a backpack. Yeah, I like that setup, especially for bug out or get home. Not bug out necessarily, but get home. I like that small, just, you know, you're not going to war, you're trying to go home. Major Ken has a Fleming. Why I have a safe? Fleming. Why I have a safe in the truck? I'm not sure what that is. Risky Krisky wants to be called Paranoid from now on. All right. He says, call me Paranoid. Okay, Paranoid. Mrs. Wes S. Y'all listen. Mrs. Wes S. is speaking. Food fatigue is not the main problem with rice and beans. Nutritional deficiency is the main problem with rice and beans. Talk to us about nutritional deficiency in rice and beans, Mrs. Wes S. That sounds like a video I need to do, and oh man, we were at 51 for just a minute. I think that might have been an all-time high on the channel live stream.
Success.
But we lost it like within minutes. Tell us what
They stumbled across the wrong channel.
Oh my God,
Like, what is this?
It's Santa Claus and some demented elf. I need a second, hold on.
It's time for a word from our sponsors.
Yingling, the choice of demented elves everywhere.
Oh, you just got sued.
Okay.
Gardall Pest Control.
Don't. What the hell is wrong with you?
The most professional pest control company east of the Mississippi.
Okay.
If you have pests that need exterminating, four-legged or two, rats, squirrels,
What, Major Ken, what is FF?
possums, raccoons,
What is FF season?
werewolves, Bigfoot,
FF season is
vampires.
FF season is September through
Your
October.
first call should be Gardall. Damn, that was good.
That's good. Okay.
All right.
Oh, Kevin keeps a Kel-Tec in here. You going to smoke?
That's not a bad idea.
We should have a 1 week challenge where you don't smoke for a week.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay.
You only have 2 beers left? What?
Now, all the way at the bottom in the back?
Yeah, 2.
Well,
We'll save those some later.
put some more in there from the box. Okay. Where's it at? Multivitamins have a short shelf life. I'm missing all kinds of stuff, I'm sorry. Major Ken has been bourboning it also. I have had to cut out the bourbon. Kevin has a Kel-Tec in his EDC. Kevin, that is not what you had the first time you showed me your EDC. I seem to remember a rather beautiful, was it a Colt revolver? I feel like it was a Colt. Yeah, Risky Krisky points out, makes a good point. False papers don't work if it's mandated on a phone or smart device. Errand has a 577 in his get-home bag. I really like that 577. That's an impressive little round. Oh, false flag. Thank you, Major Ken. False flag. September and October is false flag season.
False flag month.
Tactical Homestead has experimented. I lost what he experimented with. We're going to assume it was nothing destructive. Okay. Okay, oh, he's experimented with vacuum sealing vitamins. I didn't do a gay joke with that. I'm very proud of myself. Hey, Fantaranja, I hope I said that right. Fantanaranja We're going to say Fantanaranja, because I like it better. Fantanaranja says hello from British Columbia. You know what? And he says lots of free people here, but you wouldn't know it from our government. And I have run into that a lot on this channel, where people from the middle, and when I say the middle, people who do not live within 100 miles of either coastline in Canada are the real deal. Many of us talk about survival, and most of them folks know how to do it. But they are forced to use that ridiculous Russian SKS. At least it's not an AK-47. Okay, we're at 49 people watching. If we can just get a few people to not leave for a couple minutes, we can get back over 50, and I can feel like...
Baby, log in. We need one more.
We need both of you on the live stream right now. Yes, but anyway, that middle part of Canada...
It went up, 51.
51! Yes! Thank you, whoever that was. 52! It's a record. If we could
54.
get that... 54.
All right,
Wow.
I can smoke to that.
If we could get that middle part of Canada... and everyone left. Santa Claus is leaving. If we could get that middle part of Canada to join America, man, we could save this place again. Do I have a Ruger 1022 yet? No, Isaac. Actually, I'm not even sure I could find one. But maybe that has... I tell you what I am holding out for, though, is Ruger bought Marlin. And they say Ruger's going to start making some lever actions. And I am waiting for Ruger to make me a lever action Model 94, 1894 and 357 Magnum. And when that happens, I'll look like... Oh, what's that guy's name? That movie Roots. Kunta Kinte, I found you. I'll be doing that. Alan Bridges has a PSA 10.5-inch AR pistol. Fits in my backpack, goes everywhere with me. I like those. They're just so loud, and there's a fireball out there. It's like a flamethrower. It's like a flamethrower combined with a rifle. I guess it's a good thing. One of the other guys in our mag has that. That's his get home too. Dean says vitamins turn toxic when they expire. Keith is out. Appreciate you, Keith. WCAM Studios is in the house. Hello, WCAM, one of our oldest subscribers. It was a bigger channel than us at the time, and was really encouraging. Dean built I thought you said you built a greenhouse. Dean, I was gonna build at least a medium-sized greenhouse and devote it to citrus fruits. Yeah. Major Ken prefers his wheel gun as an EDC. Which revolver do you carry? Risky Krisky asks if I ever watch Nuttin' Fancy. I have not in a long time. Everyone who's ever been a survivalist or been interested in homestead survival stuff on YouTube has watched Nuttin' Fancy at some point. He is a big Batoning advocate, though, and so I don't know if Nuttin' Fancy and I were sharing our show sponsors together, that we wouldn't end up in an argument. I should point out, too, that was probably 20 years ago, so who knows what he is now. For all I know, he's a nursing home patient now. Kevin still has that revolver. Oh, man. Oh, there we go. Cool, the up and down buttons work. Back up. Okay, Dale Summers has a 1022 with a knockoff ACOG. That's probably a pretty effective, I'm sure it's a very effective rig. Mrs. West S says, I think she's talking about vitamins. I don't think she's talking about beans and rice. Nutritional deficiency. They lose their potency and you might as well take sugar pills. Dusty Gun says hard pills last longer than gummy ones. That Homestead rocks a hush puppy. John still says Halliburton. Yeah, Major Ken, 5.7 is pretty hot in a pistol. I think that's why they make it so big. But it's really interesting, the PDW. And then, if you have the PDW and then having a pistol makes sense. And John Rohn says Saigon immediately after Halliburton. Major Ken likes 9mm or 38 357. I think John is telling us that Halliburton was involved in the fall of Saigon. Risky Krisky, Bible verses for patriots needing motivation. Okay, when Jeff gets back, we'll go into that because that was actually, it was his turn to teach at Assembly today, and he actually was talking about that exact topic. So stick with us, Risky Krisky. We will get into that as soon as Jeff gets back. Isaac wants to get a 357 Magnum Mare's Leg. I really like those. Of course, I mean, Steve McQueen is just the king of cool, so obviously. But yeah, those are really cool. Aaron Goldman is worried about vitamin C deficiency. Boil pine needles. I'm told that works. 54! New record. People are asking, Risky Krisky asked us for Bible verses to motivate lazy preppers. And I thought your teaching this morning kind of...
Oh yeah, have your bug out bag on your back because
Yeah.
you got to go.
Do you remember your references?
It was Matthew 24, where Jesus says, he's talking about the abomination of desolation. When you see that happen, get out of Judea. Don't go back for
Let me go to Bible real quick.
your sleeping bag or. When you get up, we lose people. Oh.
Sorry guys, I'm back.
I know why everybody's tuned in now. They seen Jeff in a fool's errand. They thought we were going to be in a cage match.
They just wanted you to they just want you to talk to your boot again. Get your boot.
No, I don't think anybody brought that up in the comments.
What's that boot gonna say this time?
This moron's talking to his boot.
I think my boot talked to me once too, but at the time I didn't believe it.
And I did cut the Velcro off. Good advice.
Okay, so Matthew 24, you're saying and it's kind of a longish chapter. You remember?
We just did it this morning. It seems like I remember the verse, but it was.
Well, that's why you wrote it down.
Yeah, it was pretty close to the beginning.
Okay, well, we'll start in chapter. This is chapter 24, verse 4, and if we start losing people, we'll know who the sinners are. This is Jesus talking to the disciples. Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am David Wilbert. No, for many men shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Hello. Welcome to 2021. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, and the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in many places. The word is diverse places, but we're going to say many. So there's your verse. If that doesn't motivate you, and these are the beginning of sorrows. So the wars, the famines, the pestilences, and the earthquakes are the beginning of problems. If any of my Baptist friends are here, I love you guys dearly, but you've been lied to, and your pre-trib rapture is going to get a generation of Baptists in serious trouble. Because they're going to say, no, my granddaddy told me that I was going to be raptured. That all must be a lie. That must really be Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And of course, we also know it's in Revelation. It tells us that we won't be able to buy or sell.
Yeah.
So, when you're hungry, I wish I had that verse.
And yet, you have to remember, he's only talking to the disciples. So if the disciples are not going to be raptured, pretty sure the Southern Baptists think.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Jeff pointed that out this morning. I hadn't picked up on that before. This is the disciples talking to Jesus in private later on after he said something else. So he's only talking to the 12, and possibly, you said only 3 of the 12, right?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was only 3 because Mark covers the same subject, and he says it's Peter, John, and Andrew. So I don't know if it's only Peter, John, and Andrew, but Matthew has a pretty good account, so I'm assuming that Matthew was there also. So I'm not sure on that. I wasn't there, obviously. But.
So suddenly you're hungry, your children are hungry, and someone's offering you food. If you just get this mark, whatever the hell this mark is, or if you just bow down and worship me, I'm Jesus, I'll feed you if you just ignore. And you know what? Like we were talking with the beans and rice, it come full circle.
Beans and rice. Better have your beans and rice.
Yo, like I experienced when I was just eating the food I'd grown for a week, and my body was in rebellion, and my mind was betraying me, and I just wanted chocolate. You know, if you're hungry, if your children are hungry, and someone says, "Here's food. All you got to do is just this little thing. You just got to burn incense to the emperor." I mean, we don't even have to talk about the apocalypse. You know, we don't even have to go to the end of times, because
If a man is watching his family starve, that's gonna be a desperate man. He will
That's a
do. He's gonna do anything. That,
and you know what? I could see myself saying, you know what? I'll go to hell. I'll give up my soul. Just let me get some food for my kids. And I think a lot of you men would make the same bargain. But it will never stop there, because where the father goes, the family goes. And if the father goes, okay, fine, I'll do it. Just feed my kids. And the next thing that happens, the wife's there, the kid's there, the whole family's lost, gone. But we don't have to go that far. Dean is a baptized Baptist.
we'll pray
Is
for
that a
you.
Baptist squared? No, Dean's one of the good ones. Damn it, where was I?
Where the father goes, the family goes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that is. Yeah. So. This is going to sound a little crazy. And
No.
I know.
No, coming from you.
I know.
Perfectly sane.
I'm prone to making large, dramatic statements, but here you go. I would almost say, and the Mormons would agree with me, which is probably not a good indication of that I'm right. Prepping is almost a spiritual matter. You know, the physical world is tied to the spiritual world. What we bind in heaven is loosed on earth. What we loose in heaven is bound in earth.
I'm impressed. I thought you were gonna blow somebody's brains out with your
With
mental
my mind,
telepathy.
my mind ring.
Yeah, your mental telepathy. You actually pulled something pretty good. That was good.
So, you know, preparedness is a spiritual matter, because your flesh will betray your spirit. And Paul says that, you know, my spirit is willing, but my flesh is weak. Unfortunately, we live in a fallen world, and we have, it's this two-track thing. We have to deny our flesh. We have to die to our flesh. But we also have to live with our flesh. And it's this paradox, and there's all these paradoxes in our faith. You know, the first shall be last, give to receive. You know, we have freedom in being chained to Christ, you know, all this stuff. And this is another one. We have to, and he tells us, no man yet has hated his flesh, even though we're supposed to die to our flesh. So prepping is, and even if you can starve yourself and be fine, your children may not be able to.
I mean, yeah. I mean, a hungry man will make desperate decisions. Like, okay, we follow Torah. If we're hungry, are you going to go out and kill a rabbit, maybe, or kill a squirrel, or
Can you
it's
say
tempting?
it's tempting. It's tempting. Hey, WCAM has a very good point. If patriots want to do something, run for local office. Stop waiting for someone to vote for. I agree, WCAM. That is an excellent point, and that shows you how far behind I am on comments.
Oh, people are still commenting.
Oh yeah.
There's people still here. Wait a
Oh
minute.
yeah. Major Ken says that Jeff really needs more axes. He needs an axe, just any axe. If I could get him to get an axe.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never owned an axe until I moved up here.
I'm just glad to know you have one now.
I remember you came to my house one day and was looking for an axe. And
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You don't have an axe? You have an axe handle. Where's the axe? Man, don't need an axe. I got a knife.
Oh, Dean is a practicing. Who's the baptized Baptist, Dean? Oh, Dean was raised Catholic, baptized Baptist, practicing heathen. Okay, I got you. I'm sorry, those were 3 different comments. Isaac is one of those crazy old-time religion Baptists. Now, I tell you what, if you get back up in the mountains and you get some of them old Baptists or them old holiness people, and the lines blur a little bit between, like, those old-time Baptists and them we call them mountain holiness. Those are the people with the snakes.
Yeah, I was just going to bring it up. Have you ever been to a church where they're holding snakes?
Them folks. Pre-trib rapture is hopium of hopiums. Thank you, Hasdrubal. It's good to see you. Okay, let's just go to the bottom, guys. I'm going to skip a bunch of comments, or we're just going to be here for forever. Okay.
Or at least until the beer runs out.
Until the beer. Kevin made a new axe. You know, Kevin, I forgot that you were a blacksmith. Jack made a horrible decision, but I don't know what. Mrs. West S says the Bible plainly tells us to be ready, which means prep. Matthew 25 talks about the bridesmaids with oil. Ooh, stop short. That's a good one, Mrs. West S.
Yeah, and it's remember what I was talking about, you know, the punctuation is always the translator's interpretation. So is the chapter verses. So they put chapter 25 right in the middle of a conversation. It's still Jesus talking to these original disciples on the Mount of Olives, and they just put a chapter right in the middle of it. Chapter break right in the right in the middle of the.
Yeah.
It's that baffles me. That it's hard to read like some people read a chapter a day. But if you do that, the way they put the chapters in, it's right in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah. Y'all read Hasdrubal 121's comment. I'll just read it to you, never mind. The mandatory push is on for a reason. He's talking about the vaccine. The mandatory push is on for a reason. I believe a truth will soon be revealed to the masses pretty soon. They are trying to get as many across the line as possible. Yes, I have to agree. There's this full court press. They're forcing this vaccine now at all cost, against all odds, for a reason. They got to try to get as many people, whatever word you want to use, doped up as they can. Isaac is making a 1/4-inch thick Viking sax knife now. Hope it comes out well. Me too. Hey, Major Ken. The problem with getting with Bear, I'm not, Gray and Yankee I'm not thinking about right now. Bear, so we have 49 people on this live stream right now. If Bear went live, he would have 800 people on his live stream. He's just a much, much bigger channel than I am. We are, since apparently the deplorable man is here now.
Don't.
And so, you know, him pairing up with me is, you know, obviously it would be a dream for me. And Bear, if you're listening, you know, call me, brother. But you know, that it's the, I won't say elephant in the ant, but he's definitely a much bigger channel than I am. Taxes are theft, vaxes are death. Nice, Isaac. MJ, you sent me that exact same comment recently. I'll text you. Maybe not tonight. It's gonna be a little late when we get off here. But yeah, next Sunday. Next Sunday, I'm going up to that range north of here that you showed it to us. If you want to meet me up there, we will do it. I'm just hoping there won't be a lot of people there because I'm going to use the binary trigger and lay down some suppressive fire for video. I'm going to let these comments go by. I'm sorry if I missed something good. I'm sure Bear would oblige. He would have fun. Yeah, Bear. Yeah, I've been privileged to get to meet Bear, and he has been very kind to me. Very kind. Mrs. West S likes our chats much better. Thank you, Mrs. West S. 1187 Gar asked, did I ever get that AR running? So what I finally figured out is that it was the bolt. There's something wrong with the bolt. I don't know what. I pulled it out and I swapped in another bolt and it ran fine. I have no idea what's wrong. So I just have this bad bolt sitting around. I've got a new bolt in the gun. So yes, the gun runs, and I don't know what was wrong with the bolt. And one day, if I find someone smarter than me, which is not hard, I hope maybe we'll get it fixed. I don't think it's the carrier. I think it's the bolt itself. So, anywho, yes. And I never got it on film, but I pulled that front sight post off with a tomahawk and 2 nails. I had a 4-penny nail and a 6-penny nail, and I used the tomahawk, and I was able to pull out the gas tube and the roll pin, or the taper pins, and I was able to change the front sight post and the gas tube with the tomahawk and 2 nails. So you AK-47 guys, suck it. Okay, MJ.
Shut up, Wilbur.
Oh, Isaac. Yeah, so the What Would Stoner Do rifle is mostly finished. I actually need the roll pin for the gas tube. And then I'm going to get a specific scope and scope mount for this build. But other than that, it's ready. I'll tell you what, talk for a minute and I'll show you.
Damn, why do you keep doing that to me?
What? Why are you even on camera? But talk, say something.
All right, let's see. What can we talk about? Let's see. another.
You didn't say a damn word, did you?
I tried, man. I gave it a college.
Jackass. Okay, so here is the stoner rifle, guys. If you didn't see the video, this whole lower and buttstock and pistol grip is one injection molded piece. It's really light, it's really strong. And then we've got this light Faxon barrel. If you follow the What Would Stoner Do project over at In Range TV, you know that they use the pencil profile barrels, an 18-inch and a 16-inch. I said, screw you, I do what I want to do. And so this is a 20-inch gunner profile barrel. So it's not quite as light as the pencil profile, but it's much lighter than a regular barrel. And I still have the 20-inch, I still get the full velocity out of the 20-inch.
Yeah, I don't sing.
And then this.
These are new, right?
Yeah, yeah, I just got those. This is a carbon fiber handguard that's incredibly light. And then I put these M-lock covers on there just because I don't like wearing gloves, and I wanted the heat to go up and not down through the M-lock slots. That's the problem with the BOF rifle. I mean, it's not really a problem, but you know, if you're holding the handguard instead of that nifty.
Maybe a few more I'll be singing. Not yet.
I didn't want you to sing. I wanted you to talk.
I don't know. Wes says sing.
Oh, that's a sing. And I've got this really cool sling. This is the best sling I've ever seen. Look how easy it adjusts. This is a Magpul sling. Where's it at? It's right here. It just pulls. It just pulls, and it adjusts that easy. But then, if you're not pulling on the buckle, I don't understand how. This is a mystery to me. This is a mystery to me. I do not understand how this works. It pulls. It doesn't pull, and look how easy it pulls. I don't get it. I don't get it. But this is the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. So, and I'm not going to put a bipod on it. In Range TV, Carl and Ian put bipods on theirs. I'm going to do a hasty sling. That's why this easy adjust sling is so cool. I think for what this is supposed to be, a patrol rifle, I think a bipod isn't necessary. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. That crazy witchcraft. I think a hasty sling is all you need. So that's where the What Would Stoner Do? Oh, look at this. I don't know why I got it in flat dark earth. It was total whim. That's just how I am. I was ordering it, and you had the option for black and flat dark earth, and I was like, well, I got a black rifle. That's so.
Yeah, I like that better.
I got a charging handle to match.
We've done a lot since the last time I've seen it.
Yeah, it's the one thing we're missing is this roll pin right here to keep the gas block on. Oh, great. Instead of pulling the gas block off the gas tube, I just pulled them both out. So I need that roll pin to go in there to keep the gas block attached to the gas tube. What's going on here? You got to be smarter than what you're working with. And then obviously I need the muzzle device, and I'm just going to put an A2 style bird cage on there because that's really, it's an excellent choice for.
He has a habit of dropping his guns.
We don't need to talk about that.
You wanted me to talk. I'm talking.
Yeah. Now you talk.
At least it wasn't in a restaurant this time.
I have admitted this on camera before. Okay. I'd hoped you'd all missed it when I had, but just to make sure you didn't.
They're like, you didn't tell us it was in a restaurant.
It was in a restaurant. Okay.
Not a very fancy one, so it was okay.
Okay. Okay, Wes S likes. Wes, that sling is. I don't understand how it works, but it is. It's science or witchcraft one. Hey, Jimmy D's here. Hey, Jimmy, how are you, sir? Blue Force gear is good too. I have heard of them. I've never used their stuff. Hey, Rob, how you doing, sir?
Very professional.
Major Kent said, "Don't drop that." Damn it, Major. Okay, Isaac says, I thought he loved Green Tip M855. I wouldn't say I love that round, Isaac. It is a good round. It's a very general purpose all the way around. The main reason I like that round is because that's what battlefield pickups would be right now. So if you're using that round, and I know everyone's, well, that's not realistic. Well, hell, I don't have to be realistic. I have a glorious beard. I don't live in the same world you do. My health points regenerate when I kiss pretty girls.
Some call it a beard. I call it awesomeness escaping from my face.
This is just an option. And so I have my rifle. Also, and you know, full disclosure, that's the round I used in the Marine Corps. It's what I was trained with. It's what I know. So I could just be, you know, me being unwilling to change. But I like the 62 grain. I'm actually thinking about switching to one of the Israeli 70 grain ones. Isaac likes the 55 grain. A lot of people like that 55 grain Isaac. It's going a little bit significantly faster. It's a little more accurate. Tactical Homestead drops his Glock almost daily. It's because your hand hates it. I'm kidding. Jimmy D, he said Zach, but he said it like this. Zach. I'm sorry, Gun Daddy.
I mean, it's out there forever. There's no getting rid of it
Hey,
now.
Matt M's here. Long time. Isn't a long time no see. Major can do push-ups. He likes the 69, the 75, and the 77 grain, and that's what I'm thinking about switching to myself, sir. Yeah, Jimmy D, the IWI 77 grain, yeah. C103's here. Good. Did you ever get that generator running, C103? Wes S likes the gun that works and the round that fires. Why is this thing not?
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft. Viral video from Marine Lieutenant Colonel Scheller. He was relieved of command the next day. I have not seen that, Jack. Tell us what it is. C103 hasn't tried. C103's got this cool generator that he picked up that he's refabbing in it. Refurbing.
And we just dropped 10 people. Or is that 49? I can't read.
It's 48. Yeah, we're doing good.
We dropped 3 people.
The people like you.
Have that effect on people sometimes.
Tactical Homestead says you're not cool unless you got 112 grain full metal jacket, spear point boat tail. Is that a 5.56, 112 grain? You'd have to load that by hand, wouldn't you? I mean, you're one at a time. Wouldn't fit in the magazine. Okay, 69 is okay in 1 1/8 inch twist, but for heavier you have to have 1 7 inch twist. Oh, really, Major Ken? I did not know that. I was thinking the 1 1/8 would do the 77 grain, so I might not go that route then, because this has got a 1 1/8 inch twist, and I think all 3 of mine have a 1 1/8 inch twist. All right, everyone, C103 says hi to all of you. He's got to type 1 finger at a time, so.
That's the way I'm kind of a hunting pet kind of.
Yeah. And he's watching this on one of those kids' toy rotary phones, you know, that it's got the eyes that move and you got the red big. So don't make him type. Oh, Tactical Homestead says they cycle. Huh? I'll have to look that up. Hey guys, I'm going to skip all those comments. I do want to get back to rice and beans here in a minute. Wes says he has more fun shooting his SKS. I can actually see that, Wes. The SKS is kind of fun. Worst trigger I've ever used, though. Isaac has 50 grain 9mm hollow points. Oh, were you talking about 9mm with that 112 grain Tactical Homestead? At least I can stay focused. Shut up. Major Ken retracted a question. Okay, beans and rice.
Rice and beans.
Rice and beans. Beans and rice and beans. What's that financial planner? Dave Ramsey, that's what he says all the time. Yeah, you gotta stop spending all your money. Just beans and rice and beans, beans and rice and beans. Start on your debt pyramid. Debt ladder? It's debt ladder. Start on your debt ladder. Okay. So, what started all of this 80 minutes ago.
We've been on for 80 minutes.
80 minutes. Oh yeah, man, live streams are a blast. They just go. We're going to do a prepper challenge. I'm sure we've turned over our entire audience since then. And the challenge is going to be we're going to eat nothing but our prep rice and beans, or rice and beans like it was from our preps.
Yeah.
For how long you want to do this? You want to do it a week?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that.
Mrs. West S was supposed to tell us what the nutritional deficiency was going to be. Hunter Kirk says pinto beans and cornbread are tasty. No cornbread. Rice and beans. Because the whole point is that this is what most people prep. 44. So we lost whoever had been here at the beginning because they didn't want to hear about the rice and beans again. 45. We're back.
Well, yeah, you and I are going to do it first, do a test run,
Yeah.
and then we're going to get the wives involved later on down the road.
Yeah, Mariah's, we're going to have a baby here in about a week and a half. So we're not restricting her diet for a while. You know, she's obviously got to get keep her nutritional level high. But yeah, we're gonna start next Monday.
We'll start next Monday.
Yeah, not tomorrow, not next Monday, not this Monday, next Monday. I need a week to think about it.
Well, I thought we postponed it to after, because that's when she's giving
Oh
birth.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, because she's due any day now,
Yeah.
basically. So yeah, we're gonna wait till after the baby's born.
And then we'll do our trial run to see how we do.
And I predict that this is going to be very, very hard.
It's going to be soda for me. I mean, I might not. I need to get off the soda now. That way it'll be an accurate test.
Yeah, I got to do that too because I drink too many during the day.
Yeah.
We both drive around a lot, so we go to this one gas station local that gives you a free Coke if you get your gas there.
Not Coke. Coca-Cola's asshole. We drink Mountain Dew here. Pepsi products.
I don't drink Pepsi products. I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't touch Pepsi. He has called me out of that, brother.
You are a communist.
Coop, come out of her, my people. Stop drinking the Pepsi.
Okay. Yeah. Beans and rice.
La da 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 da
And water.
da 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 da. Dean says Mountain Dew is the nectar of the gods. I have Mountain Dew. We keep Mountain Dew in the house just for Jeff.
Dean is my new best friend. What is he? I'm gonna move to his part of the world.
This is Alabama.
I'm going to Alabama.
Greenbow, Alabama.
Load up the furniture. We are moving to Alabama.
Hunter wants to know, are you going full refugee and doing just rice and beans, no seasoning or extras? That's actually what we were talking about, Hunter, when we got off on the Catholic
Yeah.
Church, and the next thing you know, it was just gone.
Then we're going to keep salt.
Salt for sure, but what else would be in your preps?
But if we're going to add stuff that's in my preps, I mean, I'm going to have, I'm not just going to have rice and beans.
I have Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I'm going to have lots of Mountain Dew. So, yeah, let's just keep it rice, beans, salt, water. For a week. I mean, we could do that for a week. I mean, come on.
Sweet tea, brother. I mean, I'm making fun of your Mountain Dew, but me and the sweet tea we're the same.
You're kryptonite.
I'm sure if I did a blood test, it would be sweet tea. I drink a lot of it. He's lost count, Trucking Tom. I don't know what they're counting. Oh, another baby. They know what causes that. Yes. So what causes babies is washing your clothes together. If you don't do your laundry together, if you keep your laundry separate, you won't have babies. I'm just too lazy to do my own laundry. I thought about it for a while there in the middle. I was thinking, man, this is going to be a bit much. Maybe I should do my own laundry, but I'm not going to do it. I'm too lazy. So until she quits doing the laundry, we're going to keep having babies. This will be number 15 if anyone asked. So that's, I have 3 stepdaughters, and then this will be my 12th biological child. 5 from a marriage, my first marriage, 1 in the middle because things weren't interesting enough. I don't know what TMI Dean just gave, but and then Mariah, when Mariah and I got married, she had 3, and then this will be our 6th together. So, and it actually will be the tiebreaker. Right now we're sitting at 7 boys, 7 girls. So we're about to tilt one way or the t'other. The only thing is I'm getting older, so girls get more likely. But biologically, I've had 7 sons and 4 daughters. So I tend towards to boys almost 4 to 1. But like I said, I'm 45, testosterone's dropping. And I think we want another girl. So we've got the second to bottom right now, soon to be third from bottom is a girl, and she's just surrounded by boys, and she could use a little estrogen in her life. So we're hoping for a girl, but obviously God knew who this child was before he formed it, so we will be excited with whatever. I shouldn't even say we're hoping for a girl, but a girl would be nice, but obviously a son. Oh, son! Tactical Homestead's making fun of my squirrel. Well, I'm carrying this whole thing by myself. Jeff has said 6 words the whole time, and 2 of them have been baton.
It's your channel.
What are we missing? If you have freeze-dried veggies, you can add to the rice. That's an interesting point. But I think we'll keep this beans and rice just because most of you here, all 46 of you, your preps are beans and rice, and as are mine. A majority of my preps are beans and rice. Now we do have a bunch of flour and a bunch of sugar and a bunch of salt. I bet the flour is probably all bad because we didn't know back then to only use
Storage.
yeah, I'm sure we did self-rising flour. So we may end up feeding that to the chickens. Dean is talking about something. Oh, they want to talk beans and rice. Okay. So, how many beans and rice do we have to eat a day?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I don't know. Did Mrs. West still never told us the nutritional deficiency of beans and rice?
She was one of the 3 that dropped out.
She couldn't take it anymore.
She's like, you fools are on your own.
Damn it, y'all. Focus! Dean's telling us to stay
It's like
away.
watching wet paint dry.
Dean's telling us to stay away from flaxseed. Why is that, Dean? Is it one of those vegetable estrogens? Tactical Homestead says dried milk and cornmeal. That is a southern boy right there. Dried milk and cornmeal.
But we were going with the rice and beans because we're saying we're months down the road. All of our everything's deplenished. Then what we have the most of is rice and beans. So we're down to our rice and beans. How
the Yellowstone supervolcano blew up. We're buried under 20 foot of ash. We're living off of I don't know what water we're living off of, but apparently we have a wellspring of water somewhere that we're living off of.
it's not full of sulfur.
And well, there you go. So rice and beans, beans and rice.
How the Braves doing?
Oh, I'm sure they lost. Down 5-0 to the best team in the majors right now. Dean says flax is great for women. Men need ashwagandha. Is that the name of your girlfriend? Ashwagandha? Do you have Ashwagandha's phone number? Can we all call her? And Rob says, if you're months down the road, you can shoot a bird, rabbit, or something to add to your beans and rice. We can't do rabbits, Rob. We could do a bird, but so during the Depression here in Georgia, all deer and turkey were hunted out of the state of Georgia. They killed them all in a matter of years because if you're not following rules, they're really easy to kill. You go out in the middle of the night.
So we're not months down the road. We're years down the road. I mean, we're past all the.
We only have beans and rice.
Yeah, that's.
The aliens haven't brought us the Orwellian superfood from Alpha Centauri. When the asteroid hit, it didn't have some weird otherworldly vegetable on it.
Killed all the other mammals just like us.
All we have is beans and rice, and how is that going to go for a week? And everyone's, I'm not talking to you, Rob. I'm just being a little silly, so don't read into this. Kevin says you can make bread from rice. You can also make wine from rice, so we could have a lot more fun than.
Yeah. What do you need to add to that? I mean, you add the beans to the rice to make the wine.
I don't know what bean wine would be like.
Bean wine and water.
Give the wine gas. So my question is, how who are sort of reacting negatively to this know that,
Basically, we just want to know how quickly we're going to get sick of beans and rice.
yeah, I mean, how quick is it going to become a problem that we're eating beans and rice every day?
Yeah. I know if we're only going a week, we're not going to run into really any nutritional issues. I don't think. If Wes S. Wise, I mean, Miss S. wouldn't have left.
Yeah, if
we'd
Miss
probably
Wes S.
know.
would tell us.
She was out. Gone.
Mrs. Wes S. tells us that Mrs. Wes S. said that vitamin deficiency is the biggest threat. So does she know how big of a threat and how quickly? Maybe we could boil pine needles, have a vitamin C tincture to drink.
If I'm gonna boil pine needles, I'm gonna go fish or something. I'm gonna go shoot.
What's the connection between boiled pine needles, fish like boiled pine needles?
It's beans and rice and water. That's the challenge.
It's a pine needle spritzer.
And salt.
It's a pine needle seltzer. It's a White Claw for preppers.
Don't make fun of my White Claw, man. I like my seltzer, alcoholic beverages.
It's a spritzer. Every one of them is holding a bowl of rice, but none are eating it. What did I miss? Jimmy D says, what kind of beans? That's a good question. I will probably pull out a bucket of our beans that we've grown here, just because I need to check some of those buckets, and also because it's a little more realistic. So I know we have Christmas beans. What all kinds of beans do we have underneath there?
We have a variety.
We have something called a variety bean, but I'm not familiar with that one.
You mean of our own that we've grown?
Yeah.
Those are, they're called Jackson Wonders. If you're a southerner, you call them butter beans, but if you're a northerner, you call them lima beans. They're colored.
Yeah, I don't like
colored
butter
lima
beans.
Okay, so we have what's called, up north you call them lima beans, down south you call them butter beans.
Never was a fan of butter beans.
The technical name is a Jackson Wonder. I don't think anybody cares about
The technical name is Jackson Wonder, which sounds a lot like a 70s soul singer. I eat beans!
Brown rice has a short. So everybody keeps telling us to add things to our beans.
Yeah,
and rice.
you're not accepting the premise. Beans and rice.
I'm with Isaac. I hate lima beans.
Isaac says he hates lima beans. You know, if you tried a southern butter bean without fat back in it, I love the South, but man, what Southerners do to vegetables is just a crime. They'll take a perfectly good vegetable and they'll melt it down in fat back, and so it's some kind of like jellied wool. Just awful. They're mush.
Yeah.
They overcook them. Okay, brown rice has a short shelf life. Yes, everything we've saved is white rice. We have hundreds of pounds of white rice. Aaron, what Mrs. Wes S. means by unenriched is that Wes S. has a terrible paying job. Yeah, Jimmy D, I think we've only got, we do have mixed beans down there. I don't think they're the ones we grew though. Dean says butter beans aren't lima beans. Here we go. And Northerners tell us that yams aren't sweet potatoes. There is a cultural divide here. You tell a Yankee that yams are sweet potatoes, and they'll almost swing on you. They'll get so angry. What do you mean? That's not sweet potato. I don't eat sweet potatoes. Those are yams. Sweet potatoes for poor white Southern trash. Well, you rich Yankee SOB, you just ate a bunch of sweet potatoes. No, we don't want to prosecute the Civil War. But Dean, I do think lima beans and butter beans are the same thing. Except lima beans probably don't have fat back in them. But I am willing to hear you out if prove me wrong. I enjoy being proven wrong. It just happens so rarely. Tactical Homestead says we only make it 4 days.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Here's what's bothering me. What I'm worried about when we go to work. How do we heat our? Because cold beans and rice just sounds awful. But we both drive around Atlanta. So, you know, heating up our beans and rice seems like a. I'm gonna try to figure out how to put them on the engine block.
Yeah. Sit them out in the sun while you're working.
Oh yes, Kevin knows.
If you had an inverter, you could carry around that little hot plate thing and cook them on that.
Yeah. Dean was born in California, lives in Alabama by way of Texas. So every stage of his life, Dean has gotten better and better. Oh, 1187 says tin foil and exhaust manifold. Broken Arrow says pemmican. Wes S is saying he'll outlast us. He's saying, I will continue beans and rice after these guys. Isaac has eaten cold beans and rice, and it's fine. Hunter Kirk says, heat, go full gonzo. Aidneer wants us to put it in a wide neck flask. Problem is I'd have to pour out all my whiskey.
And every gas station probably has a microwave.
Yeah, but if I go in a gas station and
They're coming out with Coke.
there's pizzas in there now, and hot dogs, and chicken wings, and strips, and
It's called discipline, man. Discipline.
I have none. I am weak. Have you salted caramel Milky Ways? Oh, oh. I see the salted milk, and then you get the king size, so there's 2 of them in there. Salted caramel Milky Way and a Barks root beer, and I am a happy boy. My gut's probably all tore up for the next week and a half, but I am a happy boy. Okay. Pastor Rubel says that we need our bug out bags to have 0 requirement for cooking. Yes, my get home bag has 0 requirement for cooking.
You could probably make one of those Mylar bags that like hikers use when they'll hike the Appalachian Trail, and they'll cook their food in these Mylar bags. Well, not cook it, but warm it up. So that might work.
How does the Mylar warm it up?
I don't know. It just does, man.
I mean, they just get Mylar, make a bag, and it
witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft. If I can talk to this rectangle thing, and other people see me, that's witchcraft.
Witchcraft. It works for your food too.
And yes, I can.
It's witchcraft, that crazy witchcraft. Can Jeff heat up his beans and rice with a baton?
I'll repeat, yes, I can.
Yes. He puts the beans and rice next to his skin and then batons furiously, and his body heat warms them up.
It's not
Tap 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 tap. Tap 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 tap. It's like he's carving a statue. Tap 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 tap.
Do they?
Tap 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 tap.
Why are you baton on your face? What are you? You don't know how to baton.
I don't, because there's no need. Absolutely no need. Okay, a week on beans and rice equals oily discharge while working. Oh no. This is the best live stream ever. Thank you. You like the tapping part, didn't you? Damn, just 2 beers. I haven't even finished one. All right, let me down this one real quick, and then let's get back on topic. Are we done with beans and rice and beans?
I thought beans and rice, that was the topic.
Well, there's always a backup topic.
Okay.
I have a backup topic.
Here you go. Oh, thank you. The nectar of the gods.
He was trying to say elixir, but
That too.
got hung up. Okay, so we're done with beans and rice. Everyone stop. Stop all your beans, rice, and rabbit stew. How close are we?
Close to what?
Something. Anything.
Everybody's
Ooh,
leaving.
39. We're under 40 now. Quick. Grid down. How close are we?
All right, since we've lost all the Christians left. Now we can talk about real stuff.
Talk about lesbians and pornography and radical BML terrorists. And if it's really good, it's going to be a naked lesbian BML terrorist, because that gets all three of them all wrapped up right in one.
All right, now we're down to 9 people watching.
9 people. What are you talking about? We're talking about lesbian terrorists. It's like a 70s softcore exploitation. I have never watched any of those. Never once in my... I did not have sexual relations with that 70s exploitation movie.
No lesbians, please. We're already there.
Broken Arrow Ranch says no lesbian, please. Kevin and Dean are same something. We're already there. We're at the Axis. Oh, you want to talk Axis? Let's talk Axis. I love Axis.
Smoke break.
No, you got to talk for a minute while I grab an axe.
Here, my Mountain Dew tastes about as good as I do.
Oh, I can't get past there to the Axis.
Fired from this. Y'all
Hold on one second. I got something cool.
I gotta. I'll be back. Look this way.
Here we go.
Why
So-
did you open my comment when I said, Chris, what's Christmas means?
So y'all might remember that little Collins axe we used, was this bone stock Collins axe we used to compare to the Calyx axe. And I liked that Calyx axe so much that I turned that little Collins axe into one. And I spent some time with a file. I should have brought the Calyx out here to show you. But I put that... yuck. Apparently I put too fine of a point on now. I put this taper to the blade. And I think that's something. It works. I don't know what it was, but this thing cuts so much better since I put that taper. And then I spent a lot of time on the handle. I scraped off all that ridiculous polyurethane, and I took a lot of material off down here. I didn't take as much off up here as maybe as I should have. And then I painted the head. So I'm doing this same thing to another axe. I have my truck axe. I have a truck axe. This is going in my truck as soon as I find a cover for it. And what has been in the truck is a steel forestry axe. Oh, Jessica's here. Hi, Jessica. Jimmy D prefers a chainsaw. 1187 just got a Trail Boss and an SRK from Midway. I really like that Trail Boss. I do have a bearded axe. Seems fitting for a bearded man. Yes. I do have a bearded axe. Hold on. This is the Isaac has 2 truck axes. Woo! This is the Viking hand axe from Cold Steel. I don't know how historically accurate it is. You know, Adam up at North Point Axe will make me good axes. You know the old saying about why would a man cheat on his wife? Why would I have cheeseburger when I've got steak at home? You know, Adam makes me steak all the time with his axes. Every once in a while you want a cheeseburger. So I bought a $35 Viking axe from Midway. And the handle fits so poorly. Like, I hadn't done anything to that handle. You can kind of see how. And just because it's been wet here lately, it's swolled up a little bit, so it's staying on there. But usually it won't stay on at all. So this is just a wall. It's all a wall hanger anyway. It was just for fun. But yeah, that's my bearded axe. The beard is this part down here. I mean, every axe has something. It's called the toe. So this is the toe, and this is the heel. And a beard is just a toe that's extended. But this is kind of a fun axe. I really like it. I just wish the head hit it better. I'm gonna make a handle for it at some point. I've got a log set aside I want to use for it, but I might have waited too long. The log might not be good anymore. I don't know. But But this one's fun. I really like it. Just silly. But yeah, that's my bearded axe. But back to, so that steel forestry axe, which is not, steel doesn't make it. I can't remember who makes it. But I really liked it at first because I'm a steel fanboy. 36, we maybe need to wrap this up. We'll wait till Jeff comes back and we might say goodnight because we are losing people. Hey, good evening, Nita Viller, Forge and Woodcraft. Hey, bud. So I would get stuck in traffic jams and around Atlanta while I was working, so I started whittling on my axe handle because it was so awful.
Are you gonna give me any room, or are you just gonna take over the whole show?
Oh yeah, because you know, God help us if I squeezed you out.
I see you make my Mountain Dew.
All that content would be lost. So when I get finished with that axe, we're gonna paint the head on that one and paint a little bit of the bottom, and we're actually gonna give that away on the Patreon on the Patreon page. So if any of you patrons are here, first off, I appreciate you because there is literally nothing on there. There's no content that goes up on the Patreon page.
There's not much that goes up on YouTube either.
There's not much that goes up on YouTube.
Don't feel bad.
So you patrons are very appreciated, and we're going to give them a customized revolting axe.
Yay!
And then you won't have to baton anymore like a Frenchman in a parade.
And you also lose your man card. No comeback. No.
I mean, it's prima facie ridiculous. You know, on its face, it's ridiculous that here's an axe, give me your man card. No, an axe is a man card. I am giving them a.
That was good. I gave you a good setup. That was good.
You turn that defeat into a victory.
Yes, sir. That axe is your man card.
I'll set you up perfectly.
Now drop it.
You're welcome.
You've dropped everything else. If you'll drop your gun, you'll drop your axe.
I threw my axe.
I'd throw it to
I don't know if C103 is still with us. I'm sure he probably ducked out, but I almost chopped C103's head off with an axe a few months ago. It was him and his brother. I would have taken out his entire generation. They were sitting there, and I was.
Don't go camping with Zach.
Yeah. I was trying to perfect this technique where I take pieces off of a log and get firewood off of a log and whittle it down. And so you come in from an angle, and I learned why old timers don't do that. Because it went.
Why didn't you just go break up sticks and make your fire?
No, that's how you start the. I'm not talking to you. You couldn't have batoned that log either.
Yeah, I wouldn't put on a log.
You guys should take this show on the road because you just want it to go away, huh, Jimmy? Boom!
That was good.
I got a million of them.
He's witty tonight.
Just throw 'em out
He's
there.
witty tonight.
You lob them up there and I'll knock them out of the park. Hey, Jimmy D, what's this? And why is it bad that it's in my hand and not on my rifle? Okay, so I think we're running out of steam. What do you think? We were going to talk about emerging threats, but the problem is all the threats have emerged. We're out of emerging threats. They're all here.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, if I have to convince you now that threats are coming, then I don't have words. You know, I mean.
My advice: learn to baton today.
My advice is be a solo act.
I mean, I will start my own YouTube channel, I guess. I will take all 10 of your subscribers.
Jimmy D won't go. Jimmy D will stay. Jimmy D and Dean, they'll stay. But that's just because I'm the retarded kid and they feel like they have to protect me from the other kids at school. Y'all leave Zach alone. He's doing the best he can.
You can't say that anymore. You can't.
I'm not retarded. I'm what's the politically correct term? I don't know. Mentally happy-capped? Happy-capped. I gotta use that somewhere. He's not handicapped, he's happy-capped. Someone told me they were dyslexic one time, and of course I don't really believe in stuff like that. I mean, I know there's a thing. I accept that there's some underlying cause to dyslexia. I just don't accept that it's an excuse. And this person was telling me, It's not a handicap, it's a blessing. I see the world differently in new and interesting ways. All the geniuses in the world were dyslexic. So why are you such a screw up? What else? We're at 39 people. If we could be entertaining for a minute. Oh, 40. Okay, quick, it's over. I want to go out on a high note. You don't have any words of wisdom for the people? Oh, we lost Rob, man. And Rob does 5-hour-long live streams. If we lost Rob, we're sucking wind. Isaac was being funny. At least somebody's being funny. Good night, Rob. Thank you for coming. Oh, Kevin. Kevin's son is dyslexic. Remember, Kevin, I said that there is an underlying thing to dyslexia. It can't be an excuse. This person was using it as an excuse. Rob is leaving. Usually I turn on the camera and I can't shut you up.
I know, in a weird mood tonight.
Like,
Would you like me to talk to my boots?
Jeff! It's just a camera in my. If it sounds like the camera goes off in my pocket, it's like. Da 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 da
Video time, let's make a video.
da my boots here. The live stream is like.
I have social anxiety disorder. You don't believe in that kind of stuff.
It's a real struggle.
When I get around people, my brain shuts down.
Okay, but last time there was a she bear, you were smacking her on the ass, you had this whole song and dance routine ready.
Yeah.
You might as well pull the rubber chicken out of your get home bag. I mean, I was waiting for the glasses with the dangly eyes and the Groucho Marx mustache.
I tried to fit my Berkey in the bag. It wouldn't fit. That would have been awesome. Pull the Berkey out. Here's my water filtration.
Okay, let's talk about your Berkey then. Why would you put it in your bag? You don't use it. You have a $500 water filter sitting there on your counter and you don't use it.
I use that every day.
To fill that spot in the corner with something pretty and shiny.
It's called a prep. It's gonna be pristine when I need it. Yours is gonna be all wore out. You're gonna be begging me, please, give me your filters. Like, stick your axe in your Berkey. See if that'll filter it.
I can pour this beer over this axe and it will come out the bottom. Still beer. All right, I think we've run out. We have entered the absurd. I could do these on. I'll tell you what. Oh, someone has a question. Ask your question. Nita Viller? How do you pronounce that? Nita Viller? It's Dutch, right? Nita Viller? I just want to say that a couple more times.
I really want to know.
Nita Viller?
I have a question. I really want to know.
Okay. Ask the question.
Somebody asked how many axes you had.
Oh, crap. The last time I counted, I think I've got 15.
He has more axes than beans.
I have almost as many axes as children. Wes says has Lex Dysia, and he reads the Shuja fine. Oh, Mrs. West S is back. Okay, so Niederwieler tells us that the threat is the Gubman. I don't know how they say that in the Gubman. You are correct, sir. The threat is definitely. See, I thought Niederwieler would have had people coming. We lost people on Niederwieler. It's a lot of axes. It is a lot of axes. I've had to forbid myself from buying new axes. I love axes.
Well, we're finally up to more likes than viewers.
When I say 15, that's not actually all of them, because I have some random heads here and there, and I've got axes I've forgotten about. I kicked one the other day in my shed. It was laying on the ground. Like, oh, I forgot about that. Word. What did our Chinese friend ask their question?
They want to know how you deal with a pump in your bunker.
A what?
A punk in your bunker?
Pump in your bunker.
Oh, a pump in your. That was what the Chinese questions wanted?
Yeah.
That is a trick
How we
question.
deal with the pump in a bunker. Okay.
You
So
want-
my question is, I guess I would say, do you have a pump in your bunker that is not working, or do you want to put a pump in the bunker? So this is going to be a sump pump, basically. They've got a bunker, and it's filling with water, and they need to pump the water out of the bunker.
It involves a baton.
So I got nothing. So my question is there an existing pump, or do you need to install a pump? So if you you meant poop.
You don't do that in your bunker.
You don't poop in your bunker. That's just bunker 101, man. I mean,
you poop in your pump.
unless your pump can handle solids, and some of them can. Go outside. What? Dean, it's a bunker.
That means you have to poop in it.
Yeah, so if you have an existing pump, then I think you're fine. And if that pump's not working, then just get the same one and hook it up the way it was already hooked up. I wouldn't even try fixing it
I
because...
mean, how we deal with, yeah, he's talking about poop. We don't say naughty words on this channel.
Swedish chef. Thank you, someone, my nice Swedish chef. Thank you, McMikey. How do we deal with the shit in a bunker? Okay, so all right, I'm with you now. So you're in a bunker, you're stuck in the bunker for an extended period of time.
It's called a bucket with a lid.
Well, it is the best option is a compost bucket, a compost.
Where are you going
toilet.
to store all your compost?
Well, you're gonna have to.
It's a nuclear war on surface. We can't go out.
Yeah. So you're limited by how big of
You,
a.
my friend, are going to have a stinky bunker.
It all depends on how big of a.
Well, you could, before
Damn
you
it.
build your bunker, you could put a septic tank down below. before
Someone
you-
said poop, and here he goes. I'm Jeff. We're gonna talk.
I will go smoke again. I am not afraid to smoke.
3 times you've interrupted me. I'm trying to handle this question. So the only way you can handle it is how big of you're gonna have to dig a.
You're going to put a septic tank under your bunker.
Basically, yeah.
I would put 2. Fill one with water and have one to poop in.
But it's gonna need to be a composter because you're gonna need to be able to not live with those fumes. So you're gonna have to keep your sawdust in your bunker now too. It's an excellent question, and most people aren't thinking that far ahead. So I commend you for thinking so. But there's only one way to deal with it, and you're just gonna have to dig a big hole
Or eat a lot of peanut butter and you won't be going,
or eat a lot of peanut butter.
you will be constipated for a while.
But dig a hole, and then, you can do lye if you have enough lye down there. You can sprinkle lye. Yeah, it is. It would be really hard to deal with that, and
How much lye you got prepped?
I got no lye prepped.
No?
I won't lie.
You have a stinky bunker?
I won't lie about the lye.
I don't have a bunker, so mine's not going to stink.
Yeah, I don't have a bunker yet either. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't have a bunker.
I got a baton though. I bet I can build a bunker really
And
quick.
so the way you deal with a nuclear bomb with a baton, this is a simple 3-step process.
You fall out of the sky and you throw your baton at it.
You take
Redirect it, and it lands in the ocean.
You take the baton and you hold it against your forehead, and you hope that the blast of the explosion will just shoot it through all at once, and so you'll die quick. Veeder. Oh, we added one. See, they like the Swedish chef stuff.
Somebody else wants to know if you have a silky saw.
Oh, the silky saw. They went there. It's been so long.
I do have a silky saw. Yeah.
Jeff has a silky saw. I also have a silky saw.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what I use my silky saw for. So we work together, and we work around houses, and we frequently have to get a ladder up against the house to go up. And these houses all have expensive landscaping on them, and they plant their expensive little tiny trees right up against the house where I have to get my ladder. And so I have to cut their trees all back to get my ladder against the house. So I don't use the axe because I don't want to just hack up the tree, even though it would be much quicker. So I use my silky saw, and I basically prune their expensive landscape trees so I can get up against the house with my ladder. That is what my silky saw is for.
Yeah, I don't do that. I returned trip and requested a landscaper come out and remove it.
Yeah, I really like cutting trees.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like cutting trees. It's like, that's not my job. I should be doing something else. And I'd like to do what I shouldn't be doing anyway. So everything about that appeals to me. So, and I actually use my silky saw for pruning my trees too. Bunkers really are a luxury most can't afford. Yes.
If you want a shovel, you can have a bunker.
Well, yes. Good
Yeah.
point. I've been working on the railroad all the live long day. I wish I could do a Bugs Bunny. That sounds like a Bugs Bunny. I've been working on the railroad.
That is Elmer Fudd.
That's
Thank you.
Elmer Fudd. I can't do Bugs Bunny. Elmer Fudd's easy. 80 Near has a Sheffield. Oh, I have a Sheffield 80 Near. That's a Sheffield right there. Whee. I don't use it that much. It's nice though. Insurance company won't let you use the axe on the job. Please, C103, as if any insurance company would insure us. Broken Arrow Ranch uses his silky for everything.
Not Batoning, you don't.
It's a pretty annoyance prepper in China. I've never heard of a prepper in China, a Chinese prepper.
I make the bunker with the container ship.
Oh, I see. I've always wanted to do that. I like that. Did you brace those? I'm sorry, I don't know how to refer to you, sir. Did you brace that shipping container on the inside, or did you just not put enough dirt onto it that you're worried about the structural integrity of the container?
The man is Chinese. He thought of that. The Chinese are intelligent.
I know.
I mean,
They're taking over the world.
yeah, and I'm sure he thought of bracing up his bunker.
I'm just asking.
Or he'd be asking the question, how do I dig this dirt out of my bunker? With a shovel. He wouldn't be worried about the poop.
Well, yeah. Now, so if you are going to cut a hole in the side of your shipping container, then yeah, you probably do need to brace it. So yeah, you're right. He did brace it with steel support.
That was implied.
Hunter Kirk is leaving us. Have a great night, sir. I guess that means we won't be over 40 anymore for a while.
I will pick somebody else up. Somebody else will stumble across this
We just need another
nonsense.
another funny accent.
Yeah.
See, I did my Elmer Fudd. I did the Swedish Chef. I've done my Uptight Baptist already several times tonight. Who's left? I have a number of different voices, but they all end up being Uptight Baptist.
Sometimes they speak all at once
Yeah.
in his head.
Shut up! Shut up! Get out of my head! You don't know me. Weight on top isn't an issue. It's side stress that will collapse a container. I think your saw is a lot older than mine. Actually, 80 and near, it's not too old. I bought it new within the last 3 or 4 years. No, he's got stainless steel around the frame. That sounds like a pretty nice bunker. I wouldn't want to shit in that bunker either. What are you laughing at? I'm being serious. It
You should have went
sounds
less.
like a nice bunker.
You should have went less on the stainless steel and more on the poop issue.
I like the stainless steel.
That won't hold your poop though.
Do you do intelligence area study, knowing your area and all about it?
No, we do not do intelligence on this channel
At all. But knowing your area, so I've lived here since I was 4, and I know the area extremely well. I was in real estate for a number of years, and then I actually, believe it or not, was a local journalist for a number of years. Well, 4 or 5 years.
That's a number of years.
I worked for the local newspaper. So I know this area very well. And I know who to call to find out what I don't know. And she said so. Is that a she said joke, Dean, for the modern age? For millennials? Can't be she said anymore, now it's gotta be he, she said. It's actually gotta be he, she, they, them said. Charlotte. Charlotte. Well, Charlie, thank you. We appreciate you coming and talking to us. We've never had someone from China before, I don't think. What's wrong with you?
Continue.
Charlie.
No, I'm not. No, go continue. It was an inside joke. That's all it does to get you to shut up.
I'm confused
Just
now. Now I don't know what.
randomly laugh and he's done.
Welcome to the circus, Charlie. Yes,
Yeah, it's clown world.
it is clown world here.
There was this Dean Bellberry.
Oh my lord. I'm watching this. You'll never guess who signed in for YouTube, baby.
What?
One of our daughters' account is what I'm watching this on the laptop.
I was gonna say, Charlie?
She's going to get some interesting the algorithm is not going to know what to do with this from now on. Okay, I think I've run out of steam. What do you think?
Do they baton in China? Yes, they do.
Do they baton?
Yes, they do. Why do you think they're taking over the world?
Only in French China. French Indochina. Batoning is an American thing. Only the wealthiest country in the world who
Would come up with an idea of hitting your knife on a piece of wood.
only people who are so bored in the woods that they've got to come up with something to do would be like,
You get bored in the wood. You gotta do something.
see, only Americans. Like, well, honey, I can't sit in this RV one more minute. I think I'm gonna go outside before Rosie comes back on. It's a commercial break. Let me get out there in the wild and do something.
We were on that camping trip for our winter bug out bags, and I was sitting over talking to Sasquatch, and he could hear this tapping. He goes, "Is your wife over there batoning wood?" I was like, "Yes, she is. Bless her heart." That's a true story.
Why was she batoning wood?
She was bored.
We're in the nature. We're in the wild, surrounded by trees and animals and birds and danger. Tap tap tappy 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 tappy.
I honestly don't know if I've ever batoned any wood. To be
Really?
honest, I mean I joke about it, but I don't think
Really?
I have. I don't think
I feel so much better about our partnership now.
the truth comes out.
I've been so worried for so long
Yeah, I
that I
don't think
was
I've ever.
unequally yoked here with her.
I mean, I agree. I'll just go pick up sticks and break them up.
Wes S has never been too bored then. I'm not going to make the... Oh, Mrs. Wes S has never been too bored. I thought that was Wes for a minute. I was going to make a joke, but... How's the farming in China?
Corporate.
As Drubal, I hope everything's going well in Ireland, sir. Thank you for stopping by. It's good to hear from you. Thank you for sticking around so long. I hope your homestead is doing well, and you haven't given me an update on your homestead in a long time. Here we are doing some serious tribe building here tonight, Mark. That's a good point, that this is building community, and that is important. What do you want to know about the harvest of China? Isaac says batoning is a major at UC Berkeley.
Yeah, right there next to underwater basket weaving. I'm gonna get a shirt made.
No,
I'm gonna get a shirt made if it's gonna say, "If you baton your firewood, you are an essential worker."
Did you see my video where I showed the batoning was actually for basket making? I mean, it's not called batoning. It's called I can't remember, splinting maybe. I can't remember. But they basically use a knife and baton to make the splints to weave baskets.
We need baskets, so we need
Oh, yeah.
batoning.
But it's not a survival skill.
I don't know. I don't think I could survive without a basket. I need
Things
something to poop in.
13-year-old girls and Frenchmen do to carry eggs. Farming is very easy in China. Really? Y'all have the... Oh, is Kevin leaving us?
How do you know when people leave?
Oh, COVID.
Oh, they're saying goodnight.
Kevin, you have COVID? I did not know that, brother. We will be praying for you.
Where do you see that at? Oh, I see. All right.
It's
Yes.
Zach, my temperature is going back up. I need to go. COVID sucks. It was fun, brother. Good night. Good night, Jeff. He said good night to you.
Good night.
Kevin is on that text message group with us. He's one of those. He's one of those.
Shut up, Wilbur.
That text message group. Talk about lesbians and pornography. Jessica is in under Kevin's. Oh, I'm sorry, Jessica. Jessica's his wife. She is not on the text message group. And
So she has COVID.
Jessica apparently has COVID. Needer Veeder. I can't see that name now without saying Needer Veeder. But the shopkeeper in Frozen. I am sorry that you had to see that outburst of violence. We will throw in a jar of lutefisk.
We're still holding steady at 40.
Beer, beer, beer.
So there's 40 bored people out there.
Good night, Jessica. I'm assuming that's Jessica. At this point, I'm confused. I don't know. Our gender confused purrier, whichever one you are. It's Norwegian. I'm sorry, Nita Veeler. Hey, I said it normal. If I'm insulting you, I apologize. I'm not meaning to be insulting. Wes. Oh my gosh. Woo! Poor David Wilbur just had to turn off his computer.
Wes S just exploded his brains all over the.
Booyah! Oh, Isaac, I don't dislike the French. You're right. We talk about Lafayette a lot, but there are actually far more French than Lafayette who participated in the revolution, and for quite a while they were quite good. And in the beginning years of aviation, they actually dominated. After the Wright brothers, made the first airplane, they kind of like quit developing it all. They just thought that was the pinnacle of, their flying kite was all the airplane anyone ever needed. And the French took over and they pushed the airplane much farther. I think they did the first monoplanes and monowing planes and a bunch of stuff. Mrs. West has sent Wes to timeout. Wes, she's a moderator, brother. So the Broken Arrow Ranch just got a 30,000 liter water tank addition. Oh, New Zealand. Cool. I was about to make fun of your 30,000 liters of water, but I guess you're in New Zealand, so that makes sense. Rain harvest system. He's at 60,000 liters. Wow. 7 people also building a tribe. 7 people's a start. Huh. Neither viewer has a thick skin. Chinese have a high quality hybrid plant. Isaac is defending the honor of his French ancestors. As the bishop said to the actors. That plant can grow 1,200 kilograms per 700 square meter. Wow. If I knew what kilograms or meters were, I would
Be impressed.
Yeah, that sounds impressive. Isaac, I have never been to Massachusetts. Amara and I were just talking about that earlier today, how I'd like to go. We were talking about Isaac Davis, and I was talking about how I'd like to go to Concord. And I don't know if the old North Bridge is still there or not, or I'm sure there's a reproduction or a marker on the spot or something. For all I know, there's a Tasty Freeze there, but I'd still like to go see it. He was born in a place called Acton. Niederweiler will stick to my heirlooms. Oh, heirloom varieties, I see.
Yeah, we forgot
Well, that's like
toast.
French toast.
We forgot French toast.
We forgot French toast. I do like French toast as well. That's some good stuff right there. 2.2 pounds to the kilo. So he was saying. Stop it. I can't even work a laptop, and I'm going to try to do kilo to pound conversion. Okay, so that's basically 2,500 pounds per 700 square meters, which I wonder why 700 square meters.
I know you started talking math. I
Yeah.
don't do
So
the math.
it's basically a spot
The math is racist.
350 meters long by 2 meters. It's probably not like that. It seems like a lot of food, though. Meters,
I mean, it
about a
must be.
yard.
They're concerned about pooping.
You gotta eat the poop.
Yeah.
Isaac lives 15 minutes from Concord, baby.
Oh, he's way far.
Yeah, we were thinking, Isaac, that you lived closer to where Mariah grew up, but the Old North Bridge got rebuilt from a flood. His grandparents live in Acton. 100 pounds equals 45 kilograms. Meat is expensive. So they're getting 2,500 pounds of food from 800 square yards. So that seems like a lot of food. My garden is 100 by 150. So that's what, 1,500 square feet? No, 15,000 square feet? Sure. So that's 5,000 square yards. Oh, me and math are not on good terms. So, well, screw it. It's a lot of food. Broken Arrow picked up a whole beef yesterday. How much did that cost, Broken Arrow? Isaac, if we go to Mass anytime ever, you will definitely get a phone call. I will take you up on that. I'm so glad I wasn't putting comments in my poor daughter's name and just be all over the place.
I don't understand how did you do it?
I just opened it and I guess it was who was signed in.
But how are you? I don't get it. When you have to sign into your own account to do a live stream.
I guess YouTube was open. I don't know. Oh no, because the live stream is from here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we're actually counted as one of the viewers. So we only
Yeah.
have
Yeah, we actually only have 34 views right now.
witchcraft.
That was so funny.
Is witchcraft, that crazy witchcraft.
We need more laptops, man. We can
Yeah.
get a lot of viewers
Yeah.
going.
2,000 New Zealand dollars, about 70, 80 cents American to the dollar. So, about 1,500 bucks. That's about what a beef's going for here right now, too. If you crush an aspirin, is that drug abuse? We need Wes S. That would be the trifecta right there. Talk about the Three Stooges.
Did he follow us? We saw him when we were walking.
He was on our truck.
Baby, he says he's only 50 minutes from Greenfield.
Well, Massachusetts is a small state.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've never been there. I don't...
But you've seen a map.
Yeah, but I've never measured Massachusetts.
Yeah, but you know all those states that they're little.
Oh, that's true. I've never thought about it, you know.
We were saying that one was going to get beat tonight. Jeez.
Nancy Will was over there praying for her.
You've
Lord
seen a
Jesus, please protect her from that madman.
map. You've seen a map.
Demons, we come against you.
Oh, shit.
By the power of Jesus and Ashtaroth. You damn woman worshiping fool. Dear Queen of Heaven, protect her.
We've gotten silly.
Swamp Pappy Johnson. Anyone who drinks black and tan and Mountain Dew won't have any trouble with beans and rice and rice and beans. Fair enough. Isaac says Massachusetts is 190 miles wide. I've dated women who were wider than that. All right, I won't try to conceal carry up there, Isaac. I'm surprised even you guys are allowed to conceal carry up there. Is it freeze dried then canned? The American's plant is also very high yield.
What's the American's plant?
I think he's talking about the wheat. He was talking about the Chinese high yield wheat, and he was saying that we have a variety that's high yield. Sir, most of us here, we do heirloom varieties and old stuff. It competes better with weeds, and you know, most of us don't use chemicals and whatnot. So, so the newer varieties don't do as well for us on small. You know, we're all small scale farmers. Like I said, my garden is 100 feet by 150 feet. Hey JT, how you doing, sir?
My garden is a bucket.
Yeah.
I grow my tomatoes in a bucket.
He poops in the bucket and then he plants things right there in it. A little bit of poop, a little bit of sawdust, seeds.
That's why those damn tomatoes didn't grow this year.
Okay. I wonder how much we took a fair amount of corn out this year, and we probably had a spot. I'd say it was 50 by 25 of the sweet corn. We haven't picked the popcorn yet. We do popcorn every year too. And we probably did a similar. Wes S has perfected gopher ranching.
You have a problem with gophers?
I'm waiting for the punchline.
Guard all pest control.
I've done it too.
All right, there's now silence. There's dead space in the patter. But everyone's with some topsoil, that would work. Yes, Aaron, technically yes. I'm not sure how healthy it would be, but it would work.
You gotta add soil. Damn, this farming stuff is witchcraft.
But everyone's having good conversations in the chat, so I hate to shut it down on them. But I'm out of content for the evening. You got anything?
Drink lots of Mountain Dew. Baton your firewood. Drop your firearm as often as possible
In restaurants,
in restaurants.
while drunk.
Well, no,
I wasn't drunk.
no, he wasn't drunk. He is responsible. He's just clumsy. So
Good dancer, though. The key to successful concealed carry is don't be stupid. Don't be mean.
Don't be drunk. Don't be dancing. Don't, you know.
Wow, his carry license costs $100.
Where?
Massachusetts. Leave your firearms in
Our-
public toilets.
Yeah, ours is
There
about
was a-
$85. I mean, it's,
Was
yeah,
it? I
Yeah,
thought it was
it's-
60.
I think it was 85.
Remember, if you're too weak to baton, get an axe. Hey, Mr. Dunnigan, how you doing, sir? What are you doing up this late? You're a responsible pillar of the community.
It's probably early for him.
What time is it?
Well,
Almost-
it's
almost
here,
midnight.
but, I mean, he's in the.
Oh, yeah, he's probably just checking YouTube before he goes to bed. I'm sure Mr. Dunnigan is early to bed, early to rise sort of a gentleman.
3 hours.
Where in the West?
What's your EDC baton? Nice, Mr. Smith.
I've shown that already. We've had a video on that.
That's not your everyday baton. That's your get-home baton.
No, I
think you're-
carry that baton every day.
Your everyday baton has ribbons on it.
It's too much.
We don't want to talk about my everyday baton.
Well, between me and the missus.
Shut up, Wilbur.
It's 8:45. All right, Mr. Dunnigan. So you're in your pajamas and you're snuggled down, and this is just what you did to put yourself to sleep. Oh, the Revolta Man's on. That'll put me out like a light. Oh, it's 4:45 for 8 a.m. for poor AD in here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she was thinking about getting somebody to come visit, but then she was like, I'll just.
Tossing axes tonight, are you? Be safe. Oh yeah, if we're tossing axes, we'll be safe. But we're not tossing axes tonight. Although I have to, if you were here earlier, you heard that I lost my intro when I lost my phone, and I got a new intro, do a new intro. And if you've ever watched our old intro, it's tomahawk throwing. So I want to do a new intro with.
Which I understand you didn't throw that tomahawk, did you?
No, the kids did.
Yeah, but I was gonna say one of the kids threw that.
Yeah, one of the girls. Actually, she didn't even throw it. Off camera, she held it up against the
Batoned it in.
The batoned it in. Yeah.
That's awesome.
You stole my punchline there, man. No. Finishing each other's words, thoughts now. It's not okay. Show us the Great Pyrenees. Is Sergeant inside? He's outside.
Yeah, he stinketh.
He's shedding a lot at the moment, and his mistress is not amused. There's a Pyrenees puppy too. We bought a puppy. She hasn't been on camera yet. We might put her on camera soon. But also the Pyrenees is very, very dirty. He's disgusting. John Roan did not want us to forget about Halliburton. You swung on an axe on a video, and I thought it cut me. Yeah, we got a puppy. She's a pain in the neck. She's in that puppy phase. But you can tell when she gets a little older, she's going to be a really good dog. Do you hunt much? Broken Arrow, we were just talking about this today.
We were saying we're leaving, and we've went up and what?
Yeah, people are like, oh, let's all watch this. They're leaving. Oh, thank God. Well, joke's on you, asshole. Neither one of us hunt much, but we do want to try to hunt this year. We would both like to put several deer. Yeah, Aaron, I'll show the puppy. She's not in here right now, but we're doing a video tomorrow, and maybe I'll work them both into that. But we both would like. We live in an area where we should be able to put a couple of small does in the freezer. There's no reason why we couldn't. It's really an albino bear. Yeah, he's pretty big. So this year we're going to do our best. We may just sit out in the cold and get wet, but
Yeah, I don't have time to hunt.
yeah, you really don't. Yeah, no, the Great Pyrenees is a great dog.
My pocket. Why?
Sent you a message.
Okay.
Mrs. Jeff apparently wants to go home. Do you have moose in Georgia? No, we do not have moose. I wish we did. That would be a lot of meat. Isaac has had several moose in his front yard, and you just live outside of Boston and you have moose in your front yard.
Woman, you will go to bed when I tell you you can go to bed.
She thinks she's on David Wilbur's channel.
You are confused. I will call ICE tonight. I will get you deported.
You know, text messages count as talking, right?
Women are to
keep silent
be
in the
seen, not
assembly.
heard.
We are assembled. Bearded men assemble.
Wait a minute, she does have the keys.
I will respond in this chat and you will not like it.
Won't bother me.
It's all going to be in Spanish. We're not going to understand it anyway.
That's what you get for marrying a Mexican. Can't understand a damn word she says.
I mean, if I had to bug out, that would be the reason. I'm serious. My wife, she is an Aztecian princess, and I could see her out in the yard when the clouds cover the sun. The crops are not growing. We need a human sacrifice. Where's that bearded gringo?
Bring me the hairy gringo.
I'm gone. I'll be back when it's sunny.
Someone. Okay, now I got MI wrong. I used to think MI was Michigan Prepper, but it's not. It's military intelligence. Hit a moose in the butt with a snowball by the mess hall. I'm not sure what to say about that. You have intelligence in your name and you're hitting moose in the butt with a snowball. That was the voice of the heretic that asked who I am.
You are correct.
Broken Arrow, Georgia does have trout. We live in extreme North Georgia, so at higher there's several trout streams where we live. You know, everything is counties here, so our county has multiple trout streams. There's only a few counties So basically, if you look at a map, there's this town in Georgia called Gainesville, and basically anything north of Gainesville is going to have trout. We have a ton of bass all over the state, lots of bass. Say something about the fall of Saigon. I'm young. In 1975, this town in Vietnam called Saigon fell. He was clumsy. No, the fall of Saigon was a terror. Oh, when you say fall of Saigon, are you wanting to talk about Afghanistan? I wonder if that's what he wants to talk. Do you want to talk about Afghanistan, John Roan? That would make more sense with the